Good afternoon, Swindon Town fans, and welcome to Fools Rush In. Hope you've all had a great Easter weekend. 5 years away, having a manicure and a bikini wax at the moment, so I'll be filling in for him today. And what better way to finish off your bank holiday weekend than to watch what we like to think is the shit version of Gogglebox with your favourite fools. But so yes, we are doing the watch along episode today, where we basically talk bollocks about the game live and post match too. But let's roll those titles.
Take my hand, take my whole life too. But I can't help falling in love with you.
Swindon Town into the promised land.
So, football fans, there are some certainties in life: death, taxes, and Swindon conceding a late goal. But there's also another certainty. It seems that the club likes to throw out a banana skin out in front of it, step on the banana skin, and then slip over. But another certainty is that at least the next panelist that we've got coming on may be able to put some positivity to things today. And that is ladies' man, Mr. Loverman himself, Nick. How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good as you can be in these moments of Swindon Town following frustrations. I don't know what's going to be more painful, Fifey having a waxing or us sitting here trying to make this game seem exciting. So time will tell. And just really one shout out to all the Swindon fans that are making the trip today. Fair play to you on an Easter Monday, and you know, real fans, and I hope we get some out of it for those, if for nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. You're spot on there. Our next and final guest this afternoon, because basically, like most Swindon fans, they probably got something better to do, but not this man. Is it Friday? Is it Monday? He's a man of mystery. But as the Cure said, Friday, I'm in love. And here he is. It's Friday night, Joe. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Unusual for a Monday to see your faces, but here we go.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So let's get right into it then. So we all saw the photo that came out over the weekend after the Mansfield game. With the banner that was draped over the county ground. I'll just bring it up now. Yeah, there it is. So rotten from top to bottom. So obviously this was in response to the Mansfield game, which obviously was a very, very poor performance from Swindon. Nick, what was your opinion when you saw that? Did you think that it was maybe a bit harsh, or was it justified seeing that slogan after the Mansfield game?
It's really difficult to say, isn't it? Because the results have been so bad, and not only the results, the actual performances have been really, really poor. Which is, if players looking like they were putting 100% plus effort into each game, and you're getting beat by a better side, you can say, fair enough. I think it was probably a bit harsh. I mean, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. There are so many rumours floating about with who's running the club. Is Clem actually in charge? Is he just a front man? We'll never know that. But I think to say rotten to the core, I think is probably a bit over the top. But it's really sad that somebody's taken the trouble to put that up at the club. And the club talk about open and honest and fan engagement. And it's been really quiet lately. The only things you seem to get are the minutes from these joint meetings, which, to be honest, I haven't read the last few because it doesn't really tell you anything. And I think probably at this stage of the season, and not just coming out to say, oh, we need you to buy your season ticket because we want to do X, Y, Z. I think the club need to make a statement of intent, what their plan is, what they're going to do, and how they're going to go forward. So the fans can see that, yes, we are going to progress. Yes, Jody Morris is the right person for these reasons, and this is what we're going to build. So I think that's the more important thing. And the club would have hated seeing that, quite rightly so. So let's have some sort of stellar statement from the club of where they see us going from now on in. But the most important thing is, between now and August, we've got to get it right off the pitch. Forget about we've bought the ground, great. Forget about what improvements we're going to do. Let other people outside of the football concentrate on that and put a plan together. Let's get the football side sorted. Do that, and we will keep the fans coming in. We don't do that, and we'll be down to 6-7K, and that will hurt the club massively.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. I mean, it all boils down to what happens on the pitch at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been in a position where we've had bad ownership and everything else. So it has been good getting the ground purchase in, and that secures our future, and makes it a bit more secure having, owning our own ground. But at the end of the day, if it's all going sour on the pitch, and it's gone very quickly sour, then it doesn't matter what happens off the pitch, as good as that is. I'm going to bring Joe in now. What was your view when you saw that banner? I mean, it does seem a bit harsh that it says rotten from top to bottom, but do you think that the fans have got a point that things seem to have been spectacularly mismanaged, I would say, from top to bottom?
Yeah, I think it's a reflection of the last 3 or 4 months on the pitch, isn't it? Everyone knows, a football club is massive in people's life and your mood sometimes. And, if Swindon had been playing well, on the edge of the playoffs, you wouldn't have seen any of this stuff. So, I think rotten is the wrong word, but there's certainly some concerning things happening, I think, at the club at the moment. Bad decisions, whether that's down to having no money or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it seems a very, very strange atmosphere at the club. Like you say, we've heard nothing out of the club for the last 3 months, barely. Things seem to take forever for things to happen, like the manager and player signings seem to take forever to announce. It just seems a very strange place and a sort of very strange work environment, I guess. And the club have put themselves in a bad position regarding season ticket sales, I think, because confidence is at an all-time low at the moment. I've spoke to several people, sort of heard of several people that don't want to renew at the moment, and until things get better. And at the moment, I can't see things getting better. So, I could easily see season ticket sales being not dramatically down, but lower. But then that's obviously going to have an effect on your match day crowds next season. So, and then that has an effect on the budget for the season after. So it's a vicious circle, and the club have scored a bit of an own goal, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I think, you're right in what you're saying about it. It is a strange atmosphere. I mean, even at the ground, we heard from fans who went on Friday, and I've never known people start to leave a game, before half time, and the ground was half empty with about 20 minutes ago. That is unheard of. I don't even think that was the case, during the Sheridan, the time that Sheridan was in, when we were at a very, very low point. And, fans are making their stance known with their feet. And it's just a shame that it's just changed so quickly like that after the positivity of last season, where everything was a lot better because of we were nearly going out of business. We had 6 or 8 players pre-season, and then we had that amazing run where we got into the playoffs, and it's just a total contrast, don't you think?
Yeah. You couldn't 12 months apart, you couldn't be further apart in mood, confidence, everything. And this time last year, we'd overachieved. We had overachieved. I think everyone sort of basically agreed with that. And we had a chance of getting in the playoffs. And like I say, we went on that mad run at the end of the season. What was it? 5 wins in a row or something like that to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference between that team last season and this team is, all right, ability, obviously, but mentality. The mentality of that team last year, they were fighting for each other. They were hard to beat. This team this year, they just roll over like a load of, I don't know, like just roll over, don't they? They concede a goal and they fall to pieces.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it's interesting that you make the comparisons from the team to last season, not just ability, but like you said, mentality wise, but also the love for the team. Fans have fallen out of love for this team, and that's because it's been systematically taken apart over the course of 2 transfer windows. And there's apart from Austin, there's not really many players in that team that the fans have got affection for. Don't you reckon, Nick? It's a bit of a strange one, really, because like Joe said, from this time last year, things were just a total contrast. But now the fans just don't, they're falling out of love with these players and the team.
Yeah, 100%. I think what any club needs to do is improve season on season, albeit sometimes by small margins. But I sent a note out on our WhatsApp group last week and compared the team that started against Port Vale in the second leg of the playoffs against the team in our last home game. And there's not one player in any of those positions that is better than that team. And to me, that sums up what's gone wrong at the club. We haven't recruited better players. And the only way you will improve and move up the table, which is what we needed to do. So we needed to go one better than playoffs. We needed a top 3 spot. And the only way you do that is you get better players. Now, we let, as we've all discussed, spent God knows how many hours on it. Experienced players leave, which is fine. There may be good reasons for that, and the player may have wanted to go. They've had a better offer, or there are other issues. The reason for them leaving. No problem with that, but we didn't replace them, and we haven't got any characters in the team. There is nobody in that team that you actually care about. Probably taking Charlie aside. Because obviously, and maybe a lot of that is on what he's done in the past, because he is a Swindon Town, call him a hero, legend, whatever you want to call him, and he's done the business for Swindon, and you can't knock that. But to me, that there's not, there, as I said, we've probably got some technically very good players, but they are not a League Two side, and you want battlers, you want somebody who's going to get stuck in, show a bit of fight, show a bit of spirit. And like Harry McCurdy did at the end of last season. And because it was quiet, the county ground's been quiet for Christ knows how long to what it used to be. But he got the crowd going. Yes, he was a shithouse, but he was a good shithouse for us. He hasn't done so well at Hibs. I watched a bit of their game yesterday and it was woeful. I mean, do you think our football's bad? Go to Scotland. Jesus. It beggars belief how bad that was. And so that's the problem. We've got nobody that the fans can relate to anymore. It's young kids in the main. There's a few experienced players, but they're not showing any level of leadership. And you need leadership on the pitch. And I think that's where we're failing.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm just going to pull up this comment from the 2 old duffers. And thanks for watching, guys. Also, if you want to comment or join the discussion, You can do so via Facebook or on YouTube. I don't have access to the Fools Twitter account, so if you tag me or at me in it on Twitter, Craig Dean Clem, and I will be able to see your tweet a bit easier. But yeah, I think we're all grateful for the takeover from Clem.
Yeah.
But it does, they two old duffers, they're spot on here. It does seem that he has poor advisors when it comes to football matters. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've discussed it a few times before, haven't we? We've got no. We're talking about no experience on the pitch. We've got no experience off the pitch either. There's no experienced football people making football decisions. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, you can't. We're saying you can't knock everything that's gone on with the ground, all the sponsors, everything like that. That's all brilliant, but it's pointless if you've got no product on the pitch. Fans ain't going to come whether you got a new stadium or not. So. It's a big summer. It is a big summer coming up, and I think they've got to set their stall out very quickly after the end of this season. With their intentions, and their first 2 or 3 signings are going to be massive in terms of how serious they actually are of getting out of this league. I think I'm expecting by the end of May to have 2 or 3. If we're serious about promotion, I'd expect by the end of May to have 2 or 3 top quality, top League 2 quality footballers in the club to, experience League 2 winners, battlers, and to me that will show good intent that we're trying actually serious about promotion, because at the moment I'm not convinced personally.
Well, I think Nick, you've said this time and time before. We need a good spine to the team, and let's face it, the team is spineless at the moment. And I think Joe made a good point about getting signings in May, which for some might seem early, but I was looking at the transfers that were made last season, and Stevenage, they made about 3 or 4 signings before the end of May. They got their signings in early, and you can tell that was probably the Steve Evans effect. I'm imagining, and that's the thing. And like Joe said, we do need to set our stall out early. If they want those season ticket renewals, they've got to make a statement that they are serious about going up, because this season, I mean, we say every season's crucial, but I think we're standing on the edge of a cliff at the moment. And if we don't improve with our recruitment, with the football inside, we could end up being in, like Colchester or Harrogate or Hartlepool. We could very easily be down there next season if things aren't improved with the recruitment side, don't you think, Nick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. And excuse me, we do need those stellar signings. And I mean, we looked at it the other week with the top 3 and the experience each of those teams have got in their spine, from goalkeeper to defender to midfield attacker. I think it's Northampton forward. I forget his name. Who scores all the goals. The 3 I did the comparisons with, he's got more league outings than our 3 combined, which just shows how inexperienced we are. And it's only going to get harder next season, because either Wrexham or Notts County are going to go up, maybe both. If it's Wrexham, they're guaranteed 10,000 plus. Notts County are obviously a well-established club. They'll get players in, and there's going to be teams coming down from League 1 that are still going to be decent for the League 2 level. So if anything, it's probably going to be harder next season than it is this season. So yeah, it's imperative that, like Joe said, we make that early statement. I mean, I've had a season ticket for quite a few seasons now, and I live over an hour away from the ground, and the reason I got a season ticket, because it makes me go, because sometimes you think, I can't be asked to go, but I've got my season ticket, I've paid, so I just as well go to the game. But I'm thinking twice about, do I actually want to buy another season ticket? Shall I just pick my games, go to the ones that I fancy? Then I can miss a November, December shitty day game in the evening and watch it on iFollow. So, and I'm not the only one. The club need to do something that says to me, yes, we are hell bent on getting promotion. We're going to give it our all, and there's no excuses. So yes, they need those early signings so we can see that there is a good chance it will be in the shout, at least in the shout, and we've got aim for top 3. Forget playoffs because they're a lottery. Top 3 is the only aim that we should be doing next season. Forget everything else. Build everything around a top 3 position that we need to get.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was Rich who said in our WhatsApp chat that we need to forget about everything else. The key has to be getting out of this league, and we need to be building a team that's good enough for automatics next season. But that's going to be extremely difficult, I think now. And nobody wants. I definitely don't anyway. I don't want us to go into the playoffs or anything like that, say, oh yeah, I expect playoffs minimum, because it's a lottery, as we've seen. It's still incredibly close who's going to make the playoffs at the moment. So yeah, but yeah, we'll go on to the next bit of news that we've heard about today, and that's the news that Charlie Austin has been rested for today's game, and hasn't even made the journey the journey up. I mean, we've criticised the club's social media. What do you guys think of that? Do you think he has been rested, or do you think that without none of us have got real inside information as to the mind of Jody Morris at the moment? Do you think that there's a possibility there could have been a falling out there, Joe?
I think as club captain, even if you're being rested, you should still be making the trip. I did hear that apparently when he came off on Saturday, somebody was sat behind a goal, and Charlie was not impressed, sat on the bench. He was not happy with the performance on the pitch, not happy with things in general, I guess, and can't say I blame him. So whether I'm purely speculating here, whether something's been said between him and Jody and he's been rested for it is I don't know. But yeah, look, Charlie's probably thinking, what the bloody hell's he done? Just, been sold up the river. In my opinion, he's been completely sold up the river by this club. They've promised him all this. We're going to get promoted, Lark, and they've absolutely thrown the team away in front of him. And quite frankly, if I was Charlie Austin, I'd be telling them to stick it out their ass right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, he's the club captain, so it's very strange that he doesn't travel up. Yeah, we do have a lot of games coming up, but we've seen, even when Charlie hasn't played well in some games, his presence on the pitch, sort of, talking to the players and passing down his experience can help. I mean, we're only going to really have Williams today, who's got any sort of experience on the pitch. So it is. I personally don't buy it that he's being rested. Like you said, if even if you don't have him on the bench, make it that allow him to travel up and everything. But yeah, for him to not even be in the squad and been told to stay strikes to me that there's been a falling out somewhere along the line. And we know, like you said, Joe, we know Charlie Austin speaks his mind, and I imagine he would speak his mind with Morris. I imagine as well, because he is a professional footballer. He would do it in a way that doesn't undermine him, but clearly there seems to be something's not right. We look at the decisions that Morris has made in his selection, his substitutions, and maybe like you said, maybe that's something that Austin has called him out on. What's your view on it, Nick?
I think it perfectly sums up where the club is at the moment with communication with the fans. Now, there may be good reason for it, and you could understand if he is rested, why he wouldn't travel, because what's the point of however many hour coach journey to and from Tranmere? It's not going to do him any good. But it just opens up to so much speculation, and without knowing anything, the first thing people will think there's been a bust up between Morris and Austin. That's the obvious first thought. And Charlie's made his opinion clear, which, as you said, we all know Charlie's very opinionated. He's very experienced. He's been there, he's seen it, he's done it. To me, he comes across as a good professional. So I don't think he would have said anything totally out of order. But again, we don't know what goes on in the dressing room in what was or wasn't said. But, and Morris may have real good reason for doing what he's done. But let's hear it, because the first question Morris is going to get after the game, whatever the result, why didn't Charlie Austin travel? Is there a problem? What's going on? And that puts him on the back foot straight away. He will get pissy with that. And it just goes, again, is bad PR from the club. So it should have some clarification. Yeah, Charlie Austin is rested for this game for XYZ reason. Whether you agree with those reasons or not, it doesn't matter. It's Morris's decision, and you've got to respect the decision that he's made. But we need more than he's been rested, because it opens up so much speculation, and there's so much bad feeling at the moment, and that's just adding fuel to the fire, I'm afraid. I've read that he's being rested more or less for the rest of the season because he's agreed a new contract for next season and they want to get him 100% fit. Now, that's probably a total load of bullshit. But again, it's all that speculation that comes out when you don't know reasoning behind it. And all right, the manager doesn't have to justify every decision he makes. That's what he gets paid for. But the way the club is at the moment, the PR and the club media people, an absolute disaster. I mean, we want to be top of fan engagement and all the rest of it. Well, we're bottom of PR, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very, very fair points you've made there, Nick. Because I listened to the pre-match press conference with Morris. That was, I think it was yesterday. It came out, and he mentioned nothing, obviously, about dropping Austin. And if for me, I'm not trying to fan the flames of conspiracy or rumor, but if you are going to drop him because you're concerned of fitness and resting him and making sure he's not too tired, then why not say that in the pre-match press conference? You know what I mean? And like you said, because the club's so quiet about it, they leave themselves open to these accusations, and it's another one of many PR gaffes, as Woody has said in the comments. But yeah, so we've got Rich has joined us live from Prenton Park. Hopefully the connection is good, but we'll soon see. These things never go smoothly with Fools Rush In, but it wouldn't be the same without them. So we've got live from Prenton Park. We've got the richest man in not just in Swindon, but in Liverpool now. Rich, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, boys. How are we doing?
Yeah, fair play, Rich, to you, top man. Fair play.
Good.
So Rich, what's the feeling been like? What's the atmosphere there amongst the supporters, considering everything that's been happening in the last few days?
I mean, we've probably brought a couple of hundred with us, to be honest with you. It's, I mean, there's not really much atmosphere at the moment, but I mean, obviously with Tranmere as well. I mean, they don't look as if they've got many people with them, many fans with them either. They're another ball's just off line. They don't look as if they've brought many fans with them. Well, got many home fans with them themselves. I mean, they're not doing fantastically well either. So I mean, like, if we're going to get a result today, it's we've just got to be at the top of our game today. It's there. These players need to prove why they should be at the club next season. Like, it's past it being now. Playoffs are pretty much out of. No, they are out of the saying. So these players have got to prove themselves now.
Yeah, absolutely, Rich. The news of Austin not travelling. What's your thoughts, and what's been the general consensus amongst the fans there travelling up?
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones, isn't it? I think obviously he needs to be rested every now and then. Obviously he can't play every game, and especially it being a whoa.
Oh, brilliant! Only that could happen with Fools Rush In. You're right there, mate.
It's just Mildy absolutely having a
Mildy at the crossbar.
uh,
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, no, I think Austin obviously needs to be rested every now and then. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity to show what Adloy could possibly have done today. I think he just hasn't been given a chance since Newport, and that's over 2 months ago now. So what he has done or why he's not getting picked in the squad, I really don't know. I mean, he deserves at least a little bit of a chance, I think, especially over Jeffcott. I just don't get it how he keeps getting in the squad, even on the subs bench. I wouldn't mind Jeffcott being on the subs bench if Adloy was there at least. But Adloy's not even in the squad. There must be something going on there, so I'm not too sure. But it'll be interesting to see how we go today. It will be. No Austin, so maybe that means extra acceleration going up front.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could possibly mean a change of tactics, couldn't it, Rich? So you think that that Austin's genuinely being rested, because obviously there's rumours going around that there's been a falling out with Morris and
Yeah.
all. Have you heard anything like that, or do you think it's just he has been rested?
I did see it. I did hear about that. Wouldn't surprise me the way that he's spoken at the sponsors evening as well. Yeah, you have to put that definitely into consideration. That something may not be agreed or anything like that. I mean, we all know Austin. He's very opinionated, and you know he won't take any shit really. So, but you know, and unless Morris has been told, right, you've got to pick him, I think it would be down to his own opinion. Like, if he doesn't feel as if he's pulling his own weight or anything like that, then he's fully within his right to rest him. I mean, he hasn't done anything really. He didn't do anything against Mansfield. He didn't do anything against Hartlepool. So, you know, but to rest a player as big as Austin, whether or not his performances haven't been to the level that they should be, it shows a lot of balls from Jody Morris, to be honest with you. You've got to have a lot of balls to be resting a calibre of a player like Austin, and to not even just to bench him, but to completely leave him out of the squad. You have to think the worst, don't you?
Yeah, that's true, mate. I mean, there's also, people are discussing it because of the decisions that Morris has been making lately. Do you think that this is some sort of self-destructive thing where he's trying to make the club sack him? Do you think that that's a possibility, or is that just going beyond the realms of conspiracy?
I really hope not. I really hope not. If this is a self-destruction, then why the hell is Morris here? Why is he not resigned already? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I don't believe he's come here to Swindon, his first managerial appointment, to self-destruct this club. Like, I know he's not been treated fantastically himself, Morris. Obviously, it took a long time to get Ed Brand over the line, and I get that. That's obviously a nightmare. And obviously, he didn't have a chance to obviously bring his own players in or anything like that. But I don't know. It's potentially just down to his tactics. I really don't know. Either that or he hasn't got a clue. It's either one or two options. I don't believe he's come here to self-destruct, and if he has, then he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he obviously. I don't think he came here with that intention. But obviously, for some, it would appear that he's been sold something that wasn't. He was probably not given the whole story.
Quite possibly. I agree with that. Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, quite possibly he's come here. He got promised all these things, and then it just hasn't come to fruition. And sometimes you get that, but do the best you can until the end of the season. See what happens. have meetings with Clem, have meetings with Rob, and whoever else is going to be director of football next year. And it's not fucking Sandro, but but yeah, you know, we've definitely at least got to give him to the start of next season. I think if that's what Jody Morris wants, if he wants to be here, and if he doesn't, he's got to say it now.
Yeah, that sounds very sensible, actually, to me, Rich. Well, we'll let you go now, Rich. We'll try and get hold of you at halftime. But
Yep.
thanks for coming on, mate, and we will speak to you later and hopefully enjoy the match, mate.
Pleasure, boys. Absolutely. All right. I'll speak to you soon. All right.
Take
Cheers,
care,
Rich.
mate.
Yeah, mate.
Have a good one.
Right, so yeah, the lineup's obviously been announced. So I'll just put that up on the screen for you guys. Nick, what's your initial thoughts for the lineup, and what sort of formation do you think that that Jody might be looking to put out there today?
Well, to me, it looks like 4-3-3, which would please me because I don't want to go to a back three again because we seem absolutely hopeless with a back three. So we've all talked about Hutton recently, and that's probably justified that he's on the bench. It could be good to see Lavinia have a full game and show what he can actually do. So I'm taking it Tomlinson will be left back with Brewitt and Blake Tracy as centre backs. The only surprise is, and nobody thinks Jephcott will be here next season unless we've totally read that wrong, but he's on the bench, and our friend Adeloy isn't getting a sniff. So that tells me he definitely isn't going to be here next season, although I think he's still under contract. So that's just really a puzzling admission from the squad, which I don't really understand. But yeah, the rest of it is probably about as good a side as we can push out at the moment. You know, forget about all the Austin chat.
Yeah, no, fair enough. What's your thoughts on it, Joe?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Nick there. I think it's going to be a 4-4-3-3 or a sort of 4-2-3-1, however you want to look at it. I'm quite interested to see Lavinia in his proper position. We haven't really seen him there since he's been here, so he's always been playing on the left. So it'd be interesting to see him in his more natural position. Yeah, I mean, like Nick said, it's probably the best we can hope for at the minute. Doesn't fill me with confidence, but I'm glad that's then put it like that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, mate. I think we're all struggling for confidence at the moment, no matter what teams put out. So let's talk about our hosts for today. Both teams are in very poor form. We're in slightly better form, believe it or not. That's our last 10 games there. Obviously, 3 defeats on the bounce. It's a bit worse than what Tranmere have got, which I'll just bring up now. So yeah, that's Tranmere's form. So like us, they haven't won for a while. What sort of game are you expecting with two teams that are so out of form and the fans are on their back and everything? What type of game would you expect from that, Nick?
The $1 million question. Well, I hope Rich gets entertained. Otherwise, unless he's driving, we'll have a usual pissed up Rich because to drown his sorrows.
He was surprisingly sober there, wasn't he?
Yeah, maybe he is driving. Who knows?
Yeah.
To me, it's going to go one of two ways, and it could be an absolute 0-0 boring shit show because both teams are so bad at the moment. Or we could have another Rochdale where there'd be goals flying in left, right, and centre. Anybody's guess is as good as mine. I don't know which way to take it. I guess probably the first 10 minutes will dictate. If we score early, oh Christ, here we go again. That's another defeat on the road. And if it's 0-0 with 6 minutes of stoppage time to go, oh, here comes a goal from Tranny. So. Yeah, I don't know what to expect, to be honest. I would just like to see a battling performance. I don't care if we get beat anymore today. It doesn't make any difference to the season. But if the players go out, get a foot in, give some effort, give us something to shout about and say, fair play. They worked their guts out. They left nothing on the pitch. And all right, we got beat there. Tranmere had a bit of luck. They were probably the better side on the day, but we give it a go. Do that. And I think that's all we can ask at the moment.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. What do you reckon, Joe? What type of game do you think we might be seeing today?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because, it's basically a dead rubber for both teams. But also, a lot of those players out there are going to be playing for contracts or playing for their futures. So you still, regardless of how good I think players are, I still want to give them, I still want them given 100% to try and stay at the football club. So whether I want them to stay at the football club is a different matter. But that's the attitude the players should have, is to go out and give everything, because they want another contract for next year, or they don't want to be sold, or they don't, whatever. So I think it's going to be open. I think both teams got nothing to lose, so I think it's going to be an open game. But it's two pretty out of form teams, so it could just be a 1-0, miss loads of chances, or there could be goals flying in all over the place. Let's hope for some goals, because we've got nothing else to really look forward to. So I'm all in for another 4-4, to be honest.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's hope for our sakes that that's the case, because the last two watch-alongs haven't exactly been good viewing, as much as we've tried to polish the turd in that respect. But yeah, it's like you say, it could go any way. Could be a boring 0-0. Although I imagine with two teams with defences as poor as ours and Tranmere, there's got to be a few goals in it. So let's hope that's the case, and we come away with a win. So I'll just catch up on the Twitter comments. Like I said, apologies if I've missed your comments so far. Paddy, our regular viewer, Paddy, the two fine duffers are spot on. Clem has done well, but must be very poorly advised. Has to be. Agree with Nick too. Really lacking a leader on the pitch who'll roll their sleeves up and G the team up. We've got a message from our very own Woody. I can't really get on today, which may tempt you to watch it, but be sure to join Craig, Oakus Road and Joe as they watch the Tranmere game. Join the conversation. Got another one from Paddy. Our family and friends who sit together aren't renewing this summer. The club can start earning us, putting our hard-earned dough into the club. We'll pick games next season, and at £27, they will be carefully picked. And yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there, Paddy. I'll be in the same boat. So yeah. While we're on the subject there, guys, and again, anyone who wants to join in with this discussion, please do so in the comments. Nick, you were saying about the possibility of you're reconsidering whether you will renew next season. With match day prices being £27, it's not exactly appetising when you look at how we're playing currently.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I probably will. Come getting into June, July, when you got 2 boring months of nothing happening. Actually, it's the Women's World Cup, so that'll be exciting. We'll see some decent football then. Come August, I'll be champing a bit. I want to be watching it again. And for me, because I'm an old git, my season ticket works out about 11 quid a game. So for me not to purchase one was probably cut my nose off to spite my face, because if I go to 10 games that I choose to at 27 quid, that's the same as buying a season ticket for me. So yeah, I'll at the end of the day, I'll probably buy one. Gets me out of the house on a Saturday, doesn't it? Keeps my missus happy. I go to football. She's got the house to herself on a Saturday. She can watch all the shit TV programs Saturday afternoon. It's a winner. Everybody's happy. So, but I can understand why a lot of people are reconsidering it. But I guess it's easy to say now because it's been such a shit show that you're totally disillusioned with what's happening. And I just hope that they give us a reason to renew. But I know I've said I'm thinking about it, but I probably will.
Yeah, no, I understand that, Nick. I'm sure there's probably many fans that are in the same boat as you. To be fair, because it comes down to that sort of kind of emotional blackmail from the club as well. They're gonna push that. It will affect the budget next season if people don't renew. I know that for you, obviously, Nick, you'll for a lot of people, going to the game every week, it's their escapism, and like you said, getting out the house. It's good for your mental health as well as much as Swindon can be good for your mental
that's
health.
debatable at the moment.
yeah, that's it. That's probably more of the debate. That's why I'll never have a season ticket, because it'll finish me off, this club, I think. But maybe the same as quite a lot of people. But yeah, we got another tweet as well from regular viewer Danny. I'll see if I can get the picture up in a sec. There's a really good. She's done a really good screenshot of Rich and with us on the panel. Literally one of the best ways, other than being there to enjoy the football. Fools rush in, watch along, watching your faves. Thank you very much, Danny. So I'll just get catch up again on the comments. We've got them coming through thick and fast. Right. So I don't know if you caught this one, guys. Jeff Cott may have a monetary clause in his loan contract, so maybe that might be why Adeloy isn't even on the bench today. We now got from another regular viewer, Matt. Evening, chaps. Fair to say you all look massively up for it. Respect for even bothering. Yeah, we do wonder sometimes, mate, why we do. But hey, if it gives you guys entertainment, it is absolutely worth it. We've got our very own BTB, Ben. I hope we win just for Morris. He needs fans on side next season. So yeah, that is true. We have noticed, Ben raises a good point there, that obviously the tide has started to turn where it comes to the fans' opinion on Morris. I think he had a lot of grace where we had a lot of injuries and suspensions, and obviously he was inheriting a squad that he had pretty much little to no input in. Obviously, Joe, it's important that he does turn it around towards the end of the season, because we're going to need that momentum going into next season. The last thing we want starting a new season is a toxic county ground who are on the manager's back, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. I can understand where the grumblings of concern are coming from. End of the day, what's it been? 12 games. Only 2 wins under Morris.
Yeah.
That's not really very good, is it? So, but the more concerning thing for me is the performances are going. They seem to be getting worse every week. There didn't seem to be a game plan. They're just formations changing all the time. Players out of positions. So you've got to wonder. Jody has got questions to be faced with. But if we can go. What we got left? 8 games, I think. 8 games. If we can win 5 or 6 of those at the end of the season, all right, it's not going to affect our season, but it will give us that bit of belief that we got a good. Jody is a good coach, knows what he's doing. The players have a bit more confidence in him, hopefully, and it'll build. Players coming into the club will think, oh look, they finished the season really well. That looks like a good team to go and play football in. So, yeah, even though they're pretty irrelevant games in terms of league stature and league positions, from a point of looking into next season, they're still important games. So, it's going to be difficult if he only picks up 1 or 2 wins before the end of the season. You've got to wonder whether he's up to it, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And with this comment from Steve Arman, I am getting very concerned that Jody doesn't know what he is doing. Uninspiring, and the players are not playing well under him. He needs to end the season well. Give us hope. A big win, please. What do you think, Nick? You know, I mean, obviously you're probably in the same boat. We just want to pick up some wins, even though it's it's not going to affect our season as far as our where we'll finish this season. But surely going into next season, we want a bit of hope, don't we?
Yeah, 100% we do, and again, that will go some way to fans make up their minds what they're going to do. I mean, for me, there's 3 games I target that I want us to win. One is Bradford. I would just love us to do one on Bradford, and for all sorts of reasons, but one in particular. The other one is Wimbledon, because me and Joe foolishly are going to Wimbledon, so we need to win that one. And obviously, the last game of the season should be a holiday game, but I so much want us to beat Crawley. So those are the 3. If we win those 3 games, I'll be a happy clapper. But it's really, I'm more looking at the performances in what Jody gets out of the players, and if he's already decided that some of those players are not going to be here next season, well, don't put them in the squad now. Let's bring others in. We've got fringe players that haven't had a look in, or have had the odd game, and if they're going to be here next season, let's give them whether it's the last 3, 4, 5 games, whatever it is. I mean, it'd be wrong just to put out a load of untried, youth players, for want of a better description, because that's not fair on the sides that are battling for playoffs, that we don't put our strongest side out. So you can't just, chuck the whole team aside. But say if he has decided that, XYZ isn't going to be here, which it seems he has with some of them, Adeloyd for one, because he ain't getting a sniff. And maybe he's done that and decided he ain't going to play him next season, so he's not in the squad. But yeah, that's the 3 games for me that I want to win. We win those, and we put in some decent performances. That'll do for me.
Nick, I think it was brilliant that you did your best Kevin Keegan impression there. I would love it if we beat them for Bradford. Absolutely. I take it you want to send Crawley down then as well. Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, they're tin pot. I mean, I used to be part of a. I did a lot of sponsorship and produced a program for Cirencester Town back in the day when they was in the Hellenic League. Played up at the old Tetbury Road, and we played Crawley in those days. So yeah, I mean that's how far down they were. And, all right, fair play, they've got into the Football League and they've been doing okay. But no, if we can't do nothing else, let's shit on another club. That'll do me.
Send them down to where they belong, Nick. Hey?
That's it, 100%. With their tin pot tent on the bloody side stand. Get in the National League.
Oh, absolutely brilliant, mate. Yeah, so we've got 5 minutes until kick-off. Again, please keep the comments coming in thick and fast. I will try to keep up with them as best as I can, especially on Twitter. If you just at me, Craig Dean Clem, and I'll try to get them read out to you. We've got another one from Rob Lockyer, who is a regular viewer. Afternoon, guys. Looking forward to the watch along as always. Can't see anything but a defeat. Keep up the good work as always, and thank you very much, Rob. Again, if you do enjoy today's video, if you could please leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will not miss any of this quality Swindon Town fan content that we are providing for you today. Obviously, we're reliant on the quality on the pitch. Whether the quality off the pitch is going to be any good from us
could be a lot of silence.
It could be a lot of silence, yeah. Well, we'll try the best between the 3 of us, I'm sure. But also, yeah, if you could, if you're listening on a podcast app, if you could leave us 5 stars, that's very much appreciated. And of course, share on social media. We do appreciate all the feedback and everything that our viewers do. And yeah, thank you very much.
Craig, I've got one more thing to mention,
Sure.
and it's not related to today's game. But if any of you are going to the Swindon Town women's game next Sunday, look out. There's a very special thing happening for one of our most popular contributors to the podcast, dear Alice, because she's the most popular of anybody as she's obviously told us. So for Alice Bowden, there is a big reveal for her that next Sunday at the women's game. So if you want to see what it's all about, pop along to the game, and I think it'll be quite a nice surprise for Alice. And I know she's looking forward to it, so hopefully it doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, and absolutely, mate. Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to that amongst the Fools panel. And also, the Swindon Town women, they will be playing at Foundation Park that Sunday. I can't recall the date off the top of my head, but if you've got time, go out there to watch them. Give the women's team their support. They've obviously come under new management lately, so it'd be good to go out there and get behind the team. We've got regular viewer Sean, who's just joined us. Hi, or just joined in for another miserable night. Not that your show is. Hope I'm wrong. Come on, you Reds. So we will be starting shortly. We're going to have Nick and Joe on the comms today. I'll be filling in whenever I can, and posting your comments as well. We've had the team lineup. The players are out there at the moment. Any final thoughts, guys, going into this? And I'll use this opportunity to make a quick toilet break. So if you could keep it going. I'm having to have a coffee piss. I shouldn't have done it really, but there we go. Yeah, if you could keep it going until kick-off, that'll be grand.
I think we just want to see some attacking football, don't we? Some sort of game plan and some sort of intent to try and win games. And
100%. I mean, we've got, as we've said all along, I mean, we've got some decent players. This is such a sad thing of this season. And I know it doesn't work on paper, but you look at that side and it is fairly decent. But it's just that they're not a decent League Two side, like we've been saying. So I want to see, players. Let's see how much better defensively Lavinia is. Let's see Blake Tracy step up. Let's see Brewitt have a good game at the heart of the defence. That's what we're going to see. Hepburn Murphy has probably been the one recently that's been the shining light. Hopefully, if he can get on the score sheet, it gives us half a chance. And just see a bit of battle out there.
Let's not score too early. We know what happens.
No. Oh God, yeah. Last time we did, I texted my son and said, "Oh, here we go again." And what happened? Yeah, there we went again. So,
looks like there's a minute's silence for the Hillsborough disaster here before.
Oh yeah, we'll be quiet then.
There we go. Dad.
Craig's on mute trying to say something.
Bollocks. I've done it again. Right. Never mind. Forget
I could see you chatting away, and I thought, is he talking to us or is he talking to somebody in his house?
I was just saying that the minute silence was impeccably observed there. So absolutely brilliant stuff. So yeah, if you Joe and Nick would like to take it from here, and like I said, I will fill in the gaps as and when I can. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, so we're about to kick off then. Tranmere got the kick-off. Kicking left to right by looks of it. Taking the knee, apart from one player hasn't. Tyree Shade by looks of it.
No,
Hepburn Murphy, sorry. We're ready to get underway.
Joe, looks like I'm a bit behind you. They're just walking away from the centre circle. So let me get...
Yeah, we've kicked off now, so Tranmere keeping just booted it long. Yeah. A few headers. And well, we're on the ball, so let's see if we can pass it around a bit. No, that lasted a long time. But no, I think as we say, we just want to see some intent and see some passion more than anything on the pitch. That'd be a nice start.
Well, that's the contrast to Friday, wasn't it? One thing that we couldn't level at the players recently has been, lack of effort and the lack of trying, which they were lacking on Friday. So let's hope that that's different for today.
Yeah. Nah, so I can take losing if the quality's not there and you're still trying your hardest, then I can take losing. But when a team rolls over like they did on Friday, it's not on really.
Well, it looks like they've got a free kick from a dangerous area, which we're never good at.
Tranmere about to whip the ball in. A free kick, left-footed by the looks of it. About 35 yards out, but quite wide.
Yeah, it's started off a bit scrappy at the moment. You can tell it's two teams that are a bit out of form and probably low on confidence. Don't you reckon, guys?
Yeah, wow, that set piece there sums it all up. Poor delivery and a poor header behind goal for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's sort of the standard we want from them. That'll do. Gives us a chance to defend it.
It actually looks like there was a swinging header on it first, actually. So, but
yeah, that's the ones we need to be winning because we've been bad at that all season.
Long, aimless ball forward by Swindon there. Yeah, we've won the ball back now on the edge of our box. McEachran's on it. Yeah, it looks like we've got four at the back. I know Tomlinson's definitely at left back. Lavinia at right back. It looks like the front three is going to be very fluid between Shade, Wakeling and Hepburn Murphy. They look like they're going to be moving around, not necessarily playing in set positions.
Yeah, like you said, Joe, it does look like they're playing four at the back. So, yeah, obviously three at the back just didn't work last week, although it doesn't help when you've got left backs playing centre back.
There's a plan.
Yeah,
there's a plan. I don't know what it is, but there's a plan.
Absolutely.
Go on, press.
Won the ball back there, Blake Tracy.
That's spare.
That's it. Keep the ball a bit. Good. Given away again down the line, but we've won it back. It's been very scrappy the first couple of minutes. Both teams look like two teams that are a bit low on confidence, actually.
Yeah.
Tranmere player rolling around on the floor like he's dead.
Yeah, I don't know what the conditions are like there. From down where I am, it's been really windy, so I don't know whether they've got wind and rain.
Yeah, it looks nice and it looks sunny, and the pitch looks quite good, so there'll be no excuses there.
Shouldn't be,
but there will be.
Well, that's one thing the side has never been short of is an excuse this season.
Grass is too long, grass is too short, pitch is too dry, pitch is too wet.
Trouble is, it's been an excuse for a football team.
Yeah, true. It's a fair.
But we're still positive, and we're still here, and we will still follow them. So, yeah, come on, Town. Let's give us something to shout about.
That's it. It's like a bad relationship, isn't it, Nick? You know,
you just can't get out of it.
You just keep going back to. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like being married nearly 50 years. Oops. That's good job, my missus don't listen to this.
On the left, ball in. No. At least my neighbour was drilling a hole in the wall a minute ago, so at least he's stopped now.
What's he want, a free view?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'd fill that hole in if he was drilling to watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah, noticeably, it looks like McEachran is the holding midfielder today.
Yeah.
He's right in between the two centre-backs at the moment while we're passing the ball side to side. Which I'm not against. I think we've all said that Khan's not suitable for that position.
You just said it's a back three.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope that McEachran can return to some form because he's kind of tailed off a bit, hasn't he, after starting off so brightly for us. Yeah,
I think the biggest problem with him is technically he's our best player by a mile, but he is very small and he needs it's that old thing in the Anthony Grant player. He does need that big, strong, physical midfielder next to him ball winner.
Yeah, he needs a level of protection, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That
Because
if someone needs a good kicking, you've got somebody who can give it to him.
Yeah.
I think he needs a bit of protection, doesn't he? That's the thing. I think that was sometimes what happened with Louis Reed sort of last season when he had a good season, but when he wasn't exactly the biggest of players himself, and sometimes he could get bullied out of it as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's like we've said, it's the balance of the team more than anything.
Yeah.
You can have the 11 best players in your side, and it turns out to be a really poor team.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
good pressing.
Yeah, that's good. Looks like
Apart from getting injured,
somebody's is it Wakeland down injured by the looks of it?
Looks like it.
Yeah, McEachran, sorry, is down
Is it?
injured. Good press from a good bit of pressing, but he's took a bit of a hit. Both players are down on the floor, so no doubt the Tranmere players, nothing wrong with them.
So for what we've seen so far, at least we are passing the ball a bit better, and then
yeah, we're looking at
moving it then quite quick when we get the opportunity. So it's looking promising.
Yeah, we are looking to move the ball around. Like I say, it looks good conditions out there, so they can have no excuse.
Yeah.
They can have no excuses for that.
It looks like it's a beautiful day up there. That's for sure. Yeah, we're pressing them quite well by the looks of it. Putting them under pressure.
Even again here now, Williams working hard off the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tranmere moving the ball quite well actually. It's difficult to commentate when nothing's happening, but
yeah. That's I tell you what, Joe. When I've done the watch-alongs, it is very hard. Imagine the 0-0 Warsaw. I tell you what, mate. That was not only was I scraping the barrel, I scraped through the bottom of the barrel into the ground and 50 feet fucking below. I'm telling you.
Well, Town have got a free kick on the left-hand side in our own half. Yeah, we'll do what we always do. A few 10-yard passes sideways, and we're back nearly at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but we do. I mean, we do need to build and keep possession.
I think that
get a bit more confidence in the players.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I say, not too much in your own half. We want to be doing it on the halfway line.
Yeah.
Interestingly, BBC Wiltshire said we're playing a back three, but I don't know what they're fucking watching. Wakeland down on the edge of the box looks like a bit of a dive to me.
Yeah. He went down a bit too easy there, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's been watching Williams.
Bit of a shaky camera at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, the camera work is not great.
No.
Zooming in, zooming out, shaking it all about. Yeah, it's all just got a bit scrappy the last few seconds here.
Yeah, I think it sums up where both teams are on current
form.
form.
Even look at that stand there. The home fans is nearly empty, isn't it? That big stand there. So obviously shows what sort of form they're in. But
that's the danger that we can find ourselves in if we don't get out of this league next season. That's where we'll be.
Yeah, that's the thing, Nick.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
we could end up doing what it looks like Carlisle are going to go up this season.
Well, did you see they had 13,000 on Friday?
I mean, so, they never used to get that much.
No,
they were very rarely they'd get anywhere near 10,000, and they've spent 9 seasons in this division, and they've had a few seasons where they've been close to relegation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just shows with the right recruitment and the right manager, you can get it right.
Tranmere got the ball on the edge of the box here, but they've given it away. Lavigne clears, sort of clears, and Tranmere got it back. Oh, they're in here. Good tackle, Blake Tracy, out for a corner.
Yeah, Blake Tracy did well there, didn't he?
Can you go away?
This is our favourite part of the game, defending corners. All that. I
don't know why I'm laughing.
The Swindon team are huge. Look at them, boys. There's no chance Tranmere are scoring here. Good header. That Blake Tracy, I think. Good header away. Out for a Tranmere throw.
We actually looked good defending from a corner there. That was
looks sort of organised, yeah.
Yeah. Did it look like we were doing zonal marking that time?
It looked a bit like a bit of both, to be honest. It did look like we were
Yeah.
picking up a few men.
Yeah,
Bram did say we look really, really good in training, but we can't seem to do it on match day. So
Yeah, but that's because we're
Ma-
playing against ourselves.
yeah, but maybe things are starting to click, albeit too
Yeah.
late. Who knows?
No, look, at the end of the day, sometimes it does take a while for things to click with coaches, doesn't it? So, what's to say in a year's time when Jody Morris and Ed Brand could be a couple of geniuses, but
Yeah,
we're a long way away from that at the moment.
we certainly are.
Well, he wouldn't be the first manager who started off his Swindon career, on a poor run of form.
No.
It's just because of the timing of when he's joined. Really, it happened with Lou Macari in that title-winning season.
Richie
Happened with
Canio.
and Richie Wellens. So yeah, it's a fair point.
Obviously, it's the Swindon way.
It's the Swindon way, yeah. We're going to keep coming out with things for that now, aren't we?
We are.
Way. Yeah.
Anyway, the commentary's gone quiet because Tranmere are just passing it around. Oh, keeper's just booted out for no reason. Swindon
Excellent.
Swindon got a throw down the left. It's gone backwards as always. Blake Tracy. This is what we need, though. Just keep the ball. Don't need to be too extravagant. Just pass the ball around and get a bit of confidence on the ball. This is what we've not done enough of in the last few games.
Yeah, they don't seem to be pressing us too much. I remember in the Harrogate game, this was kind of how they didn't really press us, and obviously we went on and got a good result there. And it seems that Tranmere are doing the same. So
yeah.
We just got to hope we don't make any silly mistakes.
Yeah, I guess they're as much worried about conceding as we've been in the past.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it tight first 15 minutes.
And the thing is that the pressure is on. I've always considered Tranmere to be a well-run club with the Padioses and everything, but obviously the pressure's on their ownership as well this season, because obviously they were one of the teams that's jacked up their season ticket prices, and from reading the Tranmere fans' comments, a lot of them are saying they're not renewing until they've got a new manager or seen what recruitment. Probably the same as like for a lot of town.
I'm going to say, sounds familiar.
Yeah, exactly, Nick. Exactly, mate.
Tony Williams doing his best Tom Daly impression there. He's got a free kick out of it.
Yeah.
No, I think that was actually a foul, Joe, to be fair.
Yeah, come on.
That's how
just do it. Just get him in the penalty area and do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Through to the keeper. Wakeling was chasing long ball, but keeper's picked it up. Yeah, Tranmere seem a lot slow, much slower on the ball than us. We're passing it around a bit faster, and Tranmere are just dwelling on it a bit. Oh, Blake Tracy been fouled, I think. Yeah. Hemmings, that guy that always scores against us.
Oh yeah, don't. Bloody ex-Oxford players. Well, he's on 8 so far this season.
Yeah, 7 of them were against us.
in Hawks, their top scorers on 9.
That sounds like two teams with very similar problems, doesn't it? Not enough goals.
Yeah.
Khan, good run down the left there. Oh, he's still going. Good, yeah, that's a good run. Good tackle from the defender out for a throw. 40 yards from goal, maybe.
And to show how little I know about football, Tranmere were one of my teams that was going to win the league, I think I said.
I think everyone fancied them, though, didn't they, at the start of the season?
Yeah.
How do you think Lavinia's playing at the moment, Nick?
To be honest, he seems steady with what he's doing, but I don't know if too much has gone down that side. It seemed to be more coming down the right-hand side from them rather than our right-hand side. So a bit hard to say at the moment.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
He's not really got in the game yet.
Yeah.
Wakeling and Hepburn Murphy, bit of link up there, but a poor touch from Hepburn Murphy.
Yeah, I really want to see Lavinia do
Megdim. Yeah. Supposed to be a real good player in there, so let's hope that he's there for the rest of the season.
Oh, not being funny.
Like you say.
You don't make appearances in the Champions League for being a mug, do you? So
yeah, true. That is true. And he's I prefer to see him over Hutton, to be honest, at the moment. He needs to take this opportunity today, because he doesn't seem to have had many opportunities under Morris so far.
Interestingly, though, Morris mentioned about him being a midfielder, didn't he? So, or a few weeks back. So it'd be interesting to see if we do ever see him in there.
Just to give you an update on some scores. Wimbledon are beating Salford 1-0. Bradford are beating Sutton 1-0. Orient are beating Harrogate 1-0. Fife has seen a goal at Mansfield. They're winning 1-0 against Rochdale. Stockport winning 1-0 against Newport.
Quite a few early goals. Yeah, to be fair, both teams here are keeping the ball quite well.
Without really creating anything.
Haven't created anything, but they've both. Oh, yeah, Blake Tracy's mopped it up there. But yes, Swindon have knocked it around all right, and then when Tranmere have gotten the ball, they've passed it around all right as well. So we're just attacking down the right now. McEachran on the halfway line. Just gone back to Blake Tracy. Yeah, it's all a bit side to side at the minute from both teams. It's just trying to move each other around and work each other out. Hepburn Murphy fouled on 25 yards out, free kick.
So I wonder who'll be taking this. McEachran hasn't been too good from set pieces, has he? So it'd be interesting to see who's taking this one.
Looks like Mr. Sade is looking interested.
Okay.
I did see him on Instagram in training, scored a screamer the other day, so from a free kick. So see if he can replicate that. Referee's trying to count to 10 now for the wall.
If he does, we'll hear Ned shout from here.
Yes, we will. Yeah.
It looks like it's Shade and McEachran that are over it. Brewitt's there, but yeah, he's disappearing now. I would think it's got to be a right-footed shot from Shade here.
Yeah, just give it a pop.
And we know he's got a hammer in that right foot, so he can hit it with power for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
He tends to score the scuffy ones.
Oh, that wasn't anywhere near, was it?
That I ain't seen it yet. Oh, there we go.
Shit, sorry. I was level with you. Now I've gone ahead somehow.
Yeah, you're ahead of us. Great.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, not a terrible effort, but for probably 2 yards.
Not terrible, not good.
Yeah.
You got to get those on target, though, haven't you? Got to make the keeper work.
For me, there, it's hard to get it up and down. You got to go for a bit more just power, I think.
Yeah.
Says the expert sat on the sofa on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, well, you did tell Jody Morris that we all knew better than the coach the other week.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really because he slagged us off about having beards.
That's true.
Yeah.
Until he admitted he's got one because he was getting fat and showing on his double chin.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's been all right. This opening 18 minutes so far. Tomlinson with a ball through. Shade's in here. Oh, he's a bit wide though, and he's been tackled. Oh, he's still going. I haven't heard Craig shout, so he obviously didn't score. No, it's corner.
No, I'm a few seconds behind you now.
You slowed it down, have you?
I've slowed it down. Yeah.
Town got a corner here, so that's pretty much guaranteed goal, isn't
it? What, on a Tranmere breakaway?
Yeah. I didn't say which goal.
True.
Looks like McEachran is taking it, so that's going to be a little grubber kick along the floor. Got two arms in the air, so that means get your head on this, boys. One arm in the air now.
Near post flick on.
Not a bad ball in, and over the top from deflection. Oh, Blake Tracy deflected out for a corner. He's got his head in his hands, so he obviously thought it was close.
Yeah, didn't really get a decent view of that, did we?
Yeah.
Couldn't really see what happened.
Same again, one arm in the air, so it's going to be the same corner. Bit deeper this time, back post, headed away. Yeah, Williams has done. What is he doing there? Just absolutely pushed off the ball by whoever 26 is. Lavigne, that's good. That's really good. That's quality defending.
Well played. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, he done well there.
To answer your earlier question, Craig, he's good.
Yeah.
Nah, it's really
That's
good
it,
covering there. To come across from right back to right in the left back corner there, he's done well.
Well, we know he can attack, but can he defend? Because we know Hutton can't defend. So
Well, he did his job there.
yeah.
Good tracking back there. So Tranmere corner, left-footed, in swinger, headed out by big man Johnny Williams at the near post. Oh yeah, no, they have kept it in. Left-footed in swing across, headed out again. Williams now, can he get to the ball? No. Yeah, again, it just looks like two teams are a little bit. They're both hurrying a bit. They're both not a lot of composure on the ball at the moment for the last 5 minutes or so. Tranmere trying to slow it down a bit now.
Score update: Barrow are beating Crawley 1-0.
Crawley could be relegated before they play us anyway, the way Hartlepool are going.
Yeah, they could well be. Oh, that's a bad header.
Oh, Tranmere in here on the edge of the box, down the left. Cross goal. That's a goal.
Oh,
Typical Swindon goal. Across the box, far post. And whoever that twat is has put it in. 26.
How has that gone in?
Harvey Saunders.
Harvey Saunders,
It was a bad header by Brewitt in the first place.
Yeah, and then it's
yeah.
90% of our goals are scored at the far post.
Yeah, Brewitt is really,
But
not just a bad header, but bad touch as well.
Brewitt's made a right mess there. Yeah.
That's what started it.
And then Hemmings has played in Hawks, I think that is, on the left. Yeah, and then Saunders tapped it in 3 yards out.
Do you think Bryn should have done better and come out to it a bit more?
I'm done talking about Bryn because I think he should have been done better all season. But there we go.
No, fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
I think an experienced keeper there comes out, gets the ball, and takes a striker out. But
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, that's very true, mate. Very true.
So we're in the familiar position of being behind again here.
Well, it's not familiar.
Well,
It's
not
taken
this-
over
not
20
this early
minutes,
on,
though,
yeah.
Joe.
Aren't we?
Not this early on.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I think it's a bit of a shame, really, because I think all in all we've sort of started all right, but again, poor defending.
That was probably the first opportunity, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's been any other shots in the game. So,
No.
But yeah, it was poor defending from Brewitt, wasn't it? And
That's
yeah,
a good tackle. Always he's trying to give it away again there.
I mean, we've said about Brewitt being the bruiser, old style centre back, but he just seemed to get bullied out of that very easily.
Should have
the
cut
thing
him,
is,
shouldn't he?
that goal.
He's not the biggest though, is he? That's the problem. He is.
Yeah.
He is an old school sort of defender,
Yeah.
but he's not the biggest.
But if you're not going to get a decent head on it, you take the player out, surely.
Well, when the ball's
Yeah.
dropped there, he should just be volleying it into the stand.
Yeah.
But we're trying to build down the right here with Lavinier, I think. I don't know what he's done there. Not a lot.
I think Woody is agreeing with you on Bryn, I imagine, because I know Woody's opinion on Bryn.
Now, I've heard a lot of people saying how good he is, but I beg to differ. But it's all about opinions.
No, I thought he was good early on in the season, but yeah, I think he's definitely
Crossed
been.
in. Williams would header wide.
It's close.
Well, I think it's gone wide. Don't think he's even gone out of play yet.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, that was my ankle. Yeah, that wasn't close. Fucking hell. That was about as close as our gap to the playoffs.
He did get out well. It was a good ball in, and he did get out well for the header, but he's just a little bit too short. And you'll be pleased to know my neighbour's drilling his wall again. So
That's all right. We can't hear anything at the moment, mate. You're grand.
oh, boot to the head, face there, yeah, high foot. Most pointless rule in football because you can duck into somebody's foot and get a high foot against you. But anyway,
So we've got. I'll do a little stat round. We've got 58% possession, but only 2 shots. Tranmere have had one shot on target, 1 goal.
standard Swindon Town, isn't it?
Standard swing. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly.
Stevenage are 1-0 up at Hartlepool. So that's interesting down at the bottom of the league.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because on Friday they were all winning, weren't they? And
Yeah.
now they're all looks like they're
It's quite often the way it goes. Quite often the way it goes though when you're in that position, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get what you think is a massive win, and every other twat around you wins. And
Yeah, I think that kept happening to us when we were in the Sheridan season when we got relegated.
Every time we beat Bristol Rovers, didn't we, one day? And I think every other team round us won.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah.
But yeah, the game's gone a bit dull now. There's not really a lot happening. I think we're going to see a bit of shithousery from Tranmere now for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and that'll be a test for the mentality as we were talking about before the match now, because it is one thing we do seem that whenever a team equalises or takes the lead against us, we find it very difficult to get back in the game.
Yeah, we're just getting on the ball now, just passing it around. Or we were till Tomlinson gave it away. Good work from Wakeland though to win it back. But those long balls, they're going to be no good to us at all. We've tried 4 or 5 of those, and they've just gone into space.
Well, I don't know why we do it. Why do we do it when we haven't got a target man up there? If Adeloy was up there, I could understand it sort of, but it just doesn't make sense. It's
confidence thing, though, isn't it? It's if the team's playing with confidence, they wouldn't be trying that ball. But
yeah, it smacks of desperation, really, doesn't it?
He's can't touch the ball yet.
Yeah,
I just had to look to see what our midfield 3 was.
Yeah, I've seen him touch it a couple of times, but he
doing a lot of running around, but not a lot of actual footballing.
Yeah,
Williams. Oh, another little Tom Daly from John Williams. That gets another free kick.
That's half the problem, isn't it? We don't command the midfield.
Yeah, there's no physicality in there, is there?
No.
I mean, people say about Khan and everything, but I've got to be honest with you. He just, since he's come back from his suspension, he just doesn't seem to be having any effect on the game.
No.
That's a good ball out to the right. We got, I take it that's Shade out there, I think, on the right. Yep, out for a corner.
So if any of you are just joining us, it's Tranmere 1, Swindon 0. Tranmere scoring with their only shot of the game so far. It seems to be standard Swindon Town. We've got all of the possession. The possession stats are going up, actually. It's now 60% possession that we've got. The game started off not too badly. We were holding on to the ball well and everything. Then it got a bit scrappy, and then Tranmere scored their goal. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like we said, how the players react now. They've got to play for their contracts. They got to show some pride when wearing that bloody shirt.
Johnny Williams is having a problem with the ball here, staying in the corner. It looks pretty windy, actually.
Yeah,
just in that corner.
Old flag's giving it.
The ball keeps blowing away, so he's played it short now to Wakeland. Oh, they got a free kick now. Williams has been, I say fouled. He's been Williams. He's rolling around on the floor like he's broke his leg.
Christ, that was one hell of a jump he did as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's probably what hurt him, to be honest. The landing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a free kick, nearly a corner out on the right. We look in absolutely no hurry to take it at all. Tranmere defenders moaning about something. Probably living in Liverpool.
He wasn't booked for that then. The player.
Doesn't look like it.
No. I thought the referee was getting the yellow card out there.
McEachran and Williams are over the ball here. One arm in the air from Williams, which means McEachran takes it short to Lavinier. Left-footed into the box. Absolutely terrible. Headed away. And now Tranmere could be on the break, but that's well covered by McEachran down the right back.
Yeah, we've had a few set pieces, but we just haven't really made anything of it, have we, guys?
No. But again, it comes down to that. There's no physicality, is there? There's nobody to throw the ball into the box to. There's nobody to aim at from these set pieces. So we've got to try something clever, but it never turns out to be very clever. That's a good ball. Oh, it's nearly through for Shade, I think.
Yeah.
Good ball from Williams, but it's just run through to the keeper.
I think we need a decent set piece taker for a start. They really should get Gypsy Vivash in. She can take a corner and a free kick, I tell you.
I think Ward Prowse might be available from Southampton in the summer. We'll take him.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not an ex-Swindon player. So remember, we've got to be linked to about 10 different former Swindon
into the box,
players.
straight into the keeper's hands. Lavinia's getting forward really well down the right now, actually. He's put a few balls into the box.
He does seem to have grown into the game a bit now, hasn't he?
But again, not enough players. That was a poor delivery, that one, but there's not enough players in the box.
So for those of you that are still watching, I fair play. Not just the game, but the watch along. We seriously, we really do appreciate it. We've got a little question for you. What is your worst all-time Swindon Town 11? So this could be an 11 players over different eras and everything. Not the worst 11, first 11 that you've seen like in a season, but across your whole time following Swindon Town. It'll be interesting to see. When I was writing mine out, I ran out of paper when I was getting all the names down for each position. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are. If you can, again, write those in the comments and we'll read them out a bit later.
Well, I think the goalkeeping one's fairly easy, isn't it?
Yeah, we're all thinking the same, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, actually, I've got two, but they're both quite recent.
Well, Kovar for me.
Yeah, Kovar and the Italian guy under Di Canio. Well, Williams on a good run here. Shots blocked. McEachran on the ball now, 40 yards from goal. Into Williams. Another poor ball into the box. Cleared away.
Yeah, apparently the Wrexham Notts County games are a much better thing at the moment.
I've recorded that. I'm going to watch it later.
Lots of people. Oh, right. You don't want to know the score then,
I don't mind knowing the score. Just
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I thought I'd give that a record. I thought that'd be a pretty decent game. So
yeah, proper top of the table.
Both on 100 points. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Swindon just had a spell of possession here for a couple of minutes. Just trying to get a foot into the game. Lavinia is definitely growing into this game now, down the right. Only trouble is he's there with Shade.
Yes.
I'm doing that so Shade scores. That's, Yeah, again, possession, but nothing. We're not really doing anything with it. But Shade's in down the right side of the box here. He's just completely out-muscled by the defender. Pathetic.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
What do you think, Nick? Oh, blimey. Christ.
Johnny Williams is a bit upset there because somebody's dived.
Talking about worst players, the trouble is Di Canio signed that many. You can't remember most of them.
Yeah, I think we could probably have several worst 11s from Di Canio's signings.
For all the good players Di Canio had, he did sign some absolute shite.
Yeah.
There was a lot, wasn't there? Yeah. Well, as nothing is really happening at the moment. What do you guys reckon of that at the top of the National League, where two teams could potentially have over 100 points, but one of them not get promoted? There's calls that there should be two automatic places, 2 up, 2 down. But I think this is very rare that will happen, where you get two teams with over 100 points.
I think this will start the debate, and it probably will happen within, maybe not next season, but within a few seasons, because there are some decent sides in that league, and there's quite a few teams get good gates. So and really it'd be criminal if they don't both go up. Whether you want them to or not, it's a different matter. But for one of them to have to go in the playoffs would be like the worst thing ever. or next to the worst thing ever. Better
you
than being
imagine-
relegated.
You imagine one of those two teams in the playoffs and get beat by a team that are 40 points below them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could see, you know, where they're coming from and everything. I mean, the National League now is basically like Division 5, isn't it?
It's fully professional, isn't it now?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, it would mean that the EFL clubs would have to vote for an extra relegation space,
Not going to happen.
which they're not going to do, are they? You know,
Swindon could be in trouble if we do that.
would we vote for an extra relegation space? I don't think we would. You know, so
Yeah, but would it be up to the clubs though?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It will
Yeah.
be. Yeah, it'll be up
All
to
right.
the League 2 clubs.
Just a little update there. McEachran's just got booked for something I wasn't watching.
Yeah, nor was I. Oh God, I wish Fifey was doing this. What have I done to deserve this? 3 times now, crikey.
Yeah, but he's at Mansfield. That's even worse.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's just nothing. There's nothing happening in this game at the moment. It's
We got a comment from regular viewer Gavin. Having it on the TV here and sharing it with you three somehow reduces my pain, as you lot are taking 75% of it and just leaving the 25% to me. Oh, brilliant! Thanks for that, Gav. We're glad we could share the pain. It's you know, it's a team effort, isn't it? At the end of the day. Oh dear.
It's just the ball's been stuck by the dugout for about 3 minutes. It's not really going anywhere. Swindon are playing it out now down the left.
See that Wrexham Notts County is 0-0 at the moment, if you hadn't already said it.
Yeah, apparently it's maybe, even though it's 0-0, apparently it's a really good game from what I can gather at the moment.
I've got to say, I've watched quite a few National League games on BT Sport this year, and they're normally bouting games. It's a hell of a league.
You normally get quite a lot of goals as well,
Yeah.
don't you, in the games?
Certainly more interesting than League Two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bit of huff and puff from Swindon at the moment, but not a lot happening.
Yeah, just this game just seems to epitomise how we've been this season, really. Yeah, it just, you know, a lot of possession, but not really threatening.
No cutting edge.
No cutting edge, poor defensive work for the goal. There's a lot of work needs to be done.
Yeah, I'm sure these players do genuinely enjoy playing this passing style of football, but we got to learn to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, people think, oh, you know, and that doesn't necessarily mean being hoofball. You can, like you said, Joe, it's about mixing it. You know, go direct when you need to, or do continental long ball, as we like to say. But then to pass it, hold on to it. You know, like against Harrogate, the players were getting booed for playing it around at the back, but it worked that time.
Yeah.
It was effective then. But when it comes to a point where it's not effective, you need to, come up with something different.
You've only got to look at Mansfield on Friday against us. They had spells in the game where they held onto the ball for 5-10 minutes, and then they had times where they hit the channels and the striker ran in behind. So,
yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't think we got the players to be able to do that.
No, exactly, mate.
Our model is just on 5-yard passes.
And selling players on.
Yeah, selling all your experience.
Putting them in the shop window.
Yeah. Tranmere in here, good block on the edge of the box by Brewitt. But midfield have 1-0 again, and that looks like a Swindon throw. Ref hasn't got a clue. Now he's pointing the other way for some reason. Tranmere player down
going
there.
back to.
There's a Swindon player down on the edge of the box.
Is that McEachran?
Yeah, McEachran down holding his ankle. So, 5 minutes to go 6 minutes to go in the first half. Can't see the score anytime soon.
That's flown by.
That's only. I tell you what, the only reason it's flown by, guys, is due to your company. I'm sure.
I'm trying to make it out what it is, but
Hey, Joe, you are doing a magnificent job, mate. Well done. You're doing very, very well.
At the moment, the camera is looking at the Swindon dugout for no apparent reason. We're looking at Jody Morris and Ed Brand.
Well,
Ed's telling him what to do. You're okay.
Telling him, what the fuck are you doing, Jody?
Maybe Jody's doing this sour look.
God, does that sum up the season?
Yeah, I think so.
God.
Now they're looking at the Swindon fans who are looking really well up for it. Look at that.
I think
They are.
on the
Lots of arms folded there.
Yeah.
yeah.
People sat
But-
under blankets.
Where's Rich then?
Yeah. Well, if he's got any sense, he's in
He's
the
in the
bar.
really. So, yeah, I know that's what I'd be doing.
In South Africa, Swindon, they've all got their arms folded like they are.
Oh, McEachran. Up. You're going to come back on in a second by the looks of it. There's still play, still hasn't started. And we're away again. Williams into Khan, and Khan done nothing. Well, no, he's turned his man, given away. Wakelin forgot he was playing. And we've got a throw in down the right. We've made about 30 yards up the pitch there.
That was good work by Wakelin there.
Yeah, the thing you'll always get with Wakelin is a bit of work rate and determination.
Yeah.
Even if the quality's not there, he'll always give us all. I mean, you can't knock him for that.
No. I'm just glad he's not playing left wing back.
Yeah.
I still think that was a layover from when we got sent off, when we had a player sent off and he was put as left wing back, and it's almost like Morris forgot that he plays up front and has just kept him there, like you do on Football Manager when you forget and you're putting your team in. You're like, oh shit, yeah, he doesn't play there.
Yeah, he's now played 5 games for me in his wrong position.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just nothing happening here. Tranmere are taking all the sting out of this game.
Yeah. And who can blame them? You know, they need a
No,
win,
exactly.
and they probably know how fragile we are. And if they shit house a win, I can't really blame them.
No, again, long ball down the right, but it's gone out for a Tranmere throw. Surprised the fan actually gave it back. Oh no, the player's dropped it. Of course he has. They're doing everything they can to get to half time here. 1-0 up.
Yeah.
But like I say, I'd be taking that if I was a Swindon fan. If Swindon were 1-0 up, I'd be taking that all day long. So Johnny Williams has won a header in midfield there. Tomlinson's breaking down the left, but he's got absolutely no support. So he has to go back to McEachran. And he's gone all the way back now to Blake Tracy. And we start again.
Well, half-time's certainly not going to be much to talk about, but we do appreciate your comments. Please send whatever your thoughts are of this first half so far, and we will read them out to you. And if there's anything particularly funny or worth discussing, we'll discuss it.
Well, we can have a chat around this worst 11. That'll fill in a few
Williams is in
minutes.
down the right. Oh, Tomlinson! Oh, headed off the line. And keeper's claimed it.
Well, that was the closest we've come so far.
Yeah, that was actually good play from Hepburn Murphy out to Williams on the right. Decent ball across the box. Tomlinson didn't get a great connection. It's going wide.
No, it wasn't the best of crosses from Tomlinson, was it? But
it's going wide. That defender headed up in the air and the keeper's caught it. Now Tranmere in down the right with number 19. And that's gone out for a corner by the looks of it, yeah.
Oh, number 2.
Dangerous time for a corner.
Yeah, just before half time, we could do without a goal being conceded here.
any time's a dangerous time for a corner with Swindon.
But we do look like there is zonal, but we are picking up one or two of their men as well. But there is a line of Swindon defenders along the 6-yard box. It's going to be left footer in swing up. Deep. Poor.
Yeah, it was a poor corner, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's got out for a goal kick. Blake Tracy shepherded it out there. Yeah, poor delivery there. If anything against Swindon, you just got to get a half-decent delivery in the box and you've probably got a chance of scoring. So that's pretty poor there. And it looks like Bryn's just going to pump this up the pitch to our big target men. Well, actually, Wakelin has sort of got hold of it, but the defenders outmuscled him. Hemmings, good. That's good play. That's what we need. A striker that holds the ball up.
Yeah, that's what we don't have. Wonder if we got anyone in the squad who could do that.
Good block from Blake Tracy, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Tranmere just putting a bit of pressure on us now for the last minute or so. Into injury time. I haven't seen the board go up yet.
3.
Well, that's a poor ball, and Khan's picked it up in midfield.
It's 3 minutes.
3 minutes added on, apparently.
Oh, we need to be. We don't drive forward when we get the chance, do we?
No, it is. It's just so mediocre and disappointing, really. Is there any performance so far, guys, who looks pretty decent at all from this shower at the moment?
Khan, what has he done there? No, I think for me, he had a quiet start, but Lavinia's definitely grown into the game well down the right-hand side. A lot of the rest of them, a lot of huff and puff, really, but very
Blake Tracy's has got a few decent blocks in, sort of the last line. But
to be honest, other than the mistake, Brewitt's made a mistake for the goal. 0-0 would have been a fair result.
Yeah,
fair scoreline so far, to be honest. But there you go. That's the story of our season, isn't it? Defensive mistakes costing us goals, and it's just balls up in the air all the time at the minute. Brewitt's just gone absolutely hurtling through their striker there, and that's going to be a free kick.
See, that's what he should have done earlier. If he'd have done that, take him out. Don't give him half a chance.
Yeah. That's the problem. There just seems to be a lack of aggression in this team, as amongst the many bloody faults that we've got in this team.
I think that's why we like Brewitt when he first come in, because he was getting some good hard tackles in, like a bit of a shithouse centre half.
That's what you want. It's like you've been saying, Nick, about you need a good spine of the team. You need two good centre halves, a decent defensive central midfielder, and a good striker up front or target man.
And their own solid keeper.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Bryn's, what is he doing there? He's just dropped that for no reason.
I don't know about you, but Bryn said that he wants to fight for his place in the Middlesbrough team. I don't think this loan move has probably done him any favours.
No
he's
chance.
He's got no chance.
He'll be out on loan again next season.
Yeah,
I think so.
Swinging a little break down the left. Tomlinson, good turn from Hepburn Murphy. He's had a shot, good effort, decent save.
Who's following up?
He's all of 30 yards out there. He's put a swerving shot in. Keeper's punched it away.
I don't mind that. This is what we should be doing more often. Is having shots from outside the area.
Really good turn as well. He sold the defender up the river there.
No, try and make things happen.
But Nick was right. Absolutely no one following in on the rebound.
No,
just stood watching. Looks like the ref's blown up for half time here. Yeah, he has.
So it's half time. Tranmere Rovers 1, Swindon Town 0. As Ben has said in the comments, a very turgid first half with the possession stats, 62% possession, but nothing to really show for it. We have had 6 shots, but none of them are on target, and 3 corners each. Well, guys, what do you think so far then? We'll start with you, Joe, if there's any way you could sum up that first half.
If it was 0-0, I'd be relatively happy with that performance, I think.
Yeah.
With what we've had, the form we're in, the way we've played on Friday, if it was 0-0, I'd say we're doing all right. And, I don't get me wrong, we don't really look like scoring, but we haven't really looked like conceding either, apart from the one mistake that did lead to a goal. So, it looks like it is what it is. 2 mid-table teams playing out the end of the season.
It does seem that way. We've got a comment from Gary. No one is occupying the Tranmere 6-yard box. Like Joe said, the front 3 are almost too fluid running about. Yeah. What do you think, Joe? Nick, sorry.
A lot of huff and puff and getting nowhere. Just to be a bit more positive, in those last 5 minutes or so, we created a couple of half chances. Tomlinson cross come shot that come off the defender and the goalkeeper gathered, and obviously Hepburn Murphy's shot that had the keeper scrambling a bit. So if there's any positive to take out of that first half, that's probably about it. Like I said earlier, Blake Tracy is blocked a few out on the edge of our box when needed to. So yeah, you just got to agree with Joe. It's two poor sides going through the motions to a degree. Our midfield's non-existent. We seem to start off with McEachran.
Sorry, Nick, to interrupt you. I've got Rich waiting to come in.
Good.
So I'll bring him there in now. Hey, Rich.
How
What
you doing,
first
man?
half,
You all right?
mate?
Oh, well, what a shambles that goal was, wasn't it? That's Sunday league defending if I've ever seen it before. Yeah, no, do you know, I think we've been good in better. I mean, Tranmere have not been good at all. They've been awful. They didn't deserve that goal personally. But again, that's what you get for crap defending, I guess. But do you know what? There would be changes I would make at halftime. I don't think it's working down the left-hand side. I don't think Tomlinson's the player to be playing on the left. I would switch Blake Tracy out to left back, bring Clayton in, put Clayton at centre back. I don't like defenders being changed, but for us to go forward, for us to be a bit more positive, because Tomlinson can't do anything with his left foot. The ball's played in front of him. He can't run onto it because it's on his right foot. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not working.
Thank you. Right, hold my hand.
There are things that we can improve on. I think we've got to be a bit better in front of goal. But the chances we have made, they've been one-off good chances. You know, there's something there for this team. We just got to be a little bit more clinical in the second half.
Yeah, that's right, Rich. I mean,
what I will say is the formation is making it a lot better today, though. Playing 4-4-2, I think we look a lot better.
Rich, what's your view on the midfield? Because watching,
I was talking to my mate about that. The passing in the midfield, we're so overplaying it. It's so unnecessary. We're passing. It's good that we're making good passes, but we're playing one pass too many before we play it through to the forward line. Yeah. And you've got Shade, Hepburn Murphy, and Wakeling all ready for that shot, and they're already making the run. Yeah, we're making one more pass before we pass it on to them. They're either offside or the ball's just gone already in front of them. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. I think, I just think there's so many unnecessary passes, and we're not passing the ball quick enough. Wow.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I think it's a fair point you're saying that the formation does look a bit more solid when compared to Friday, Rich. What's it been like? What's the atmosphere been like amongst the away fans? Did it turn sour once Tranmere scored, or was there sort of a resignation amongst you?
Do you know what? You've got the fans at the top that have been singing pretty much all the way through the first half. Tranmere fans have been quiet. Apart from their goal, they've been absolutely silent. Put it this way, it's not as toxic as what it was on Friday. I think there's still some belief in there, because I think everybody sees it that we haven't actually played too badly, to be fair. So I think we need to, a change or two at half-time, and I reckon we could be back in this game, but they've got to be sensible substitutions. They can't be just, I'm going to make this sub for no reason.
Do you think has Morris ever done that? Make a positive change at half time?
Salford once at Salford, and that's it. That's the only time I've seen it.
Yeah, no,
That's about it.
fair enough, Rich. What's before I let you go, Rich?
Yeah.
What's your view been on Lavinier? Because obviously he started today.
Good.
How did you feel he's
Yeah,
played so
no,
far?
I think Lavinia's been quite good, hasn't he? Yeah, I think Lavinia's done an excellent job in defence. He's covered on the left-hand side when players have gone forward. He's done his job on the right-hand side as well. I've got no complaints with him. I think he's a hell of a lot better than Hutton. Yeah, no, I like him.
Yeah, brilliant, mate.
I think he's got a chance to put a solid mark and keep that place.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, as you know, I'm quite a big fan of Lavinier and not so keen on Hutton. And it's good that we've said time and time again about Hutton not being so good defensively. So yeah, let's hope Lavinier keeps it up in the second half. Nick, Joe, have you got anything else to ask Rich before I let him go?
No, are you driving, Rich?
I am, but I'll be in my car afterwards, so I'll switch on in my car afterwards.
No, I was just checking why you were sober.
Yeah, definitely. It's over, mate.
Well, brilliant. Well, thanks for being on, Rich, and yeah, we'll give you a shout at full time, mate, and hopefully things will be a bit more positive.
No worries,
Yeah,
boys.
cheers, Rich.
Stay steady, all right?
See you,
Take
mate.
care, mate. Bye.
All right.
Right then, so yeah, we'll fill up a bit of time before second half. Let's see if we can get a worse Swindon first 11 between us three then. So should we agree on the goalkeeper, Kovar? Who was the second goalkeeper that you had as a suggestion, Joe?
I had was it Lanzano under Di Canio?
Yeah,
I think Kovar was worse over a longer period, so we'll go with Kovar. We can't go with Kovar.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So like with centre backs, I think Taylor Curran's a shoe-in, isn't he?
That's an insult even to call him our worst footballer.
Yeah, just even footballer really is
exactly.
very loosely termed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd have him as captain. I would.
Player manager.
So, any suggestions for the other centre back role?
Adi Vivash, second time round, he was fucking terrible.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I can't think of one that was like
Neil Ruddock.
I guess
I hate Ruddock.
Lancashire or Robertson.
Oh yeah, Lancashire. Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine a back three of Lancashire, Robertson, and Curran.
Yeah. Blimey.
If you're playing in centre back or whether you're playing in midfield, Ruddock has got to be in that side.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Lancashire is a good shout. So we'll put Lancashire as centre back and maybe have Ruddock in the midfield for now, unless we can find someone worse. He has to be in the team just for those ridiculous shorts. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Let's do another kind of easy one then. We've had our fair share of shite strikers. So Nick, you go first on that one.
Who? Brownlee. Is it Brownlee? I'm thinking the right one.
Royce Brownlee.
Yeah. Didn't he score one cracking goal? Because he replaced Charlie Austin, didn't he?
Yeah, he was just after.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. I think he scored one cracking goal on his debut, and that was it. Never scored again, if I'm correct. Someone might be able to correct me on that, but that's my recollection.
Okay.
And sorry, and the other one is got to be Sturrock. Yeah, just put it up there, Sturrock, without a doubt.
We've had many far worse strikers than Blair Sturrock.
Yeah, I'm with you there. What about Ben Hutchinson? He wasn't good. I think 1 goal in 12 games.
He was shocking.
Yeah.
I
think we could go 3 up front because we could definitely fill another striker up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone's put up Elliot Benyon. That's who I was thinking of.
Yes. Yeah. Benyon. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was poor. Yeah. What do you reckon, Joe?
Yeah, Benyon's in with a shout. Hutchinson was one I was actually thinking of as well.
Dossevi,
he was pretty poor. There's so many.
Sean Close, an older one from the
I mean,
Diaz,
from the Danny Wilson season, Frank Nublet was pretty useless.
yeah, he was, yeah.
Who played under Sheringham? Little fatty.
Oh, Pittman.
Yeah, Pittman.
At least he scored goals though.
I
He
know,
did
but he was
score
still
goals.
crap though, wasn't he?
He wasn't great, but at least he did
was
score some
absolute crap.
Well, shall we? We can come back. We don't have to finish this before the second half. We can come back to it. And any midfielders, Joe, that you can think of?
Well, if we're going to stick somebody on the left, he could play left of a three, I guess. David Dukey's got to be in there.
No, I like Dukey. He was all right.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
I wouldn't put him in the worst side.
Overrules. I'm sure I could think of some.
Yeah. What about you, Nick? Anyone in midfield that you could think of?
Not that comes to mind, to be honest. I mean, there must have been some from the Di Canio era because he signed so bloody many. But say you lose track of who we had, who we didn't have.
There was one player I was thinking of. I don't know if he played up front or if he was like on the wing or in midfield. Mark McCammon.
McCammon, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't recognise that name.
One of Flitcroft's signings, James Dunn.
Yeah.
In midfield, I thought he was absolute wank, to be honest.
He was pretty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll think about it when the second half is really not exciting, which it won't be. I'll think of something.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So let's get back to the game then, guys. But obviously, any viewers, if keep the suggestions coming up, and we'll finish the worst 11 that we can come up with between the panel and the listeners post match. But if we talk about the match itself now. Nick, what changes do you think Morris should make, if any, at half time or into the second half?
I was just looking at what options we've got. I mean, I think Khan, to me, hasn't done anything. But who are you replacing with? You've got Darcy, Kane, Kaji. Are they going to improve it much? Kaji maybe, but he doesn't rip up any trees. As Rich said, you could bring Clayton in and move Blake Tracy from centre back, but I think Tracy's done okay at centre back and he's made a few decent blocks. So I really wouldn't like to see him out of that position. I think that would probably weaken the side, to be honest.
I think you're right, because I mean Clayton's been out of form and possibly out low on confidence.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you're right there, mate.
Shade hasn't done a great deal, but who'd you put it in? Jepcott. That's the only forward we got on the bench. So you don't leave yourself any options, do you? So the bench is probably even worse than the team that's on the pitch.
Yeah.
So
now that you've gone through it, Nick, I think you're right, mate. So my question was a bit of a moot point, really, wasn't it? So
there's no. I suppose you could maybe put Hutton on an advanced position, maybe in place of Khan. If you've got Hutton and Vinier on the right, that might be a decent combination, because Hutton, when he's on form, he can get a decent ball in the box. So to me, that's about the only change I could see being of a benefit. Jepcott, again, he's offered nothing. And who do you take off? Wakeling works his guts out. Hepburn Murphy's probably the best of the three, although hasn't really shown much, but hasn't had much opportunity. So it's very limited with the subs he's put out. So you've got to question the strength of the squad that he's brought today. You haven't got any game changers on the bench, and that's always a problem when you're chasing a game.
Because we haven't got any on the pitch either.
No, that's an absolutely spot on point there, Nick, and a bit worrying, but let's hope we can pull something out of the bag as the second half is underway. Like I said, I think if anyone's going to do anything, it will probably be Hepburn Murphy. He's sort of becoming our stand-in talisman for Austin really today.
He looks
like we're off, boys. Game's underway.
Yeah. Say I'm on 46 minutes.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm on 45 and a half. Can't.
Swindon got a free kick here on the left. Quite far from goal, but
Maybe refresh the live button on yours, mate, Nick. See if that makes any difference.
I'm on 46:33.
Yeah, you're not far behind. Yeah,
you're
only
not
about
far
10
off.
seconds behind me now.
Okay. I'll just add comments in as we go, Joe.
Yeah. Right, let's hope for a better second half then, Town.
Here we go. Standard short pass from a free kick. McEachran now.
Fuck's sake.
Can't.
Yeah, where's the defence splitting pass that we used to have?
Yeah.
That's not a bad ball.
Oh, they're not playing for us anymore, are they?
No, straight to the keeper. Yeah, we actually worked it quite well there. We got a Hepburn Murphy in down the left side of the box, but straight at the keeper.
Yeah, who was blocking the keeper off, getting in front?
Keeper's now taking an age, as he will for the rest of the game. Good
Yeah,
effort.
I think they're going to find it very difficult this half. Tranmere are going to shut up shop and.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, Tranmere might be in poor form, but you look through their team; they've got some good experience in there, so they're going to know how to kill a game and time waste and.
They will use that experience, mate, definitely.
There we go. Oh no, that's Khan, is it? I thought it was Hepburn Murphy, but Khan running down the left, but fullback's got in there ahead of him.
Yeah, he's very quick, the fullback there, wasn't he, to get behind him.
Swindon still on the ball down the left now, though. Hepburn Murphy with it. Into Tomlinson on the edge of the box. Hepburn Murphy's tried a run, but been blocked. McEachran, Tomlinson on out left to Khan, I think. Tomlinson's put a ball in the box. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was a poor ball, wasn't it? Seemed to be a bit more urgency, though, isn't
there?
Yeah.
Good sign. If we keep playing like that, that's good signs.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a poor cross from Tomlinson.
Williams with a good bit of work there to block the fullback from attacking.
He even falls on his ass when he tackles.
We know you're not his biggest fan, Nick. But
I know he's been shite since the World Cup. I'm sorry. I met his old man, who's a real nice bloke. I hope he ain't listening to this.
They've all been shite since the World Cup. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're. I don't think you're being harsh on him, to be honest, with his form, Nick, since he's come back.
No.
I think he had quite impressive stats with his assists before the World Cup.
Yeah, he was good. He was probably our best player for a while.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. He hasn't been the same since he's come back.
I mean, he's going to absolute boss it this half now.
Yeah. Interestingly, Tomlinson's popped up in central midfield. It seems like he's playing a bit of a like Zinchenko does for Arsenal, or the fullbacks do at Man City. He seems to be popping up in centre midfield here. Whether that's just by chance or whether it's an actual plan, but he's there again now, central midfield. And that's a nice bit of football, but couldn't quite get it through the shade. Williams on the ball, 30 yards out. He's had a go. Saved by the keeper. Shade's there on a rebound, and he's don't know what, he's smashed it away somewhere. He was quite wide.
This is definitely better, isn't it?
A lot more intent there.
Yeah.
Williams has had a shot, good 25 yards out, dipping shot. Keeper's punched it wide. Shade's got to the rebound, but to be fair to him, it's a tricky chance from there. It's very wide. He's had to win it first time on his wrong foot.
It looked as if their keeper should have done better, though, with Williams' shot. I think.
Yeah, it looked a bit.
I mean, it's difficult with the angle. It looked like it was going wide, but
yeah, I think in fairness to the keeper, it did dip quite late. But
yeah, I think that wind's affecting it, isn't it? So, I mean, that's what we need to do. Is if we're not creating clear-cut chances in the box, start hitting some long-range shots. But then you need to get somebody on the follow-up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, referee's caught the ball there. I don't know what he's doing. Tranmere players aren't happy about it. He's pointing to his boots, the referee. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm listening to the commentary on BBC Wilts, and they're laughing their heads off. They don't know what's going on.
The ref just caught the ball in midair. And
that is unbelievable.
I don't know. The Tranmere players played it forward, and the ref just caught it.
Yeah. Never seen anything like that before. Wow.
He's saying it hit his heel first. He's pointing down to his heel.
He's given a drop ball to Swindon. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway.
What's happening with refs? We've had one that's been knocked out at the county ground. We've had one that's just caught the ball in mid.
One elbowed Robertson last night, didn't he, in the Liverpool game?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you hear Roy Keane afterwards?
Yeah.
Baby.
What a baby.
Yes, yeah.
That's typical Robertson, though, isn't it? He winds everybody else up, and then he can't take it.
Yeah.
He only hit his chin because he's so fucking short. Not that I can speak, but because he was a big old boy, that linesman, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Again, though, Swindon showing good intent here. They've got down the right. It's been cleared away now, but they've played some decent football actually in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Just give some update on scores. Wimbledon 1-0, Barrow 2 up against Crawley, Bradford still 1 up, Colchester 3-0 ahead against Crewe, Donny beating Grimsby, Hartlepool, Stevenage is 1 each.
Oh, that's a naughty foul there. The Tranmere number O'Connor, I think it is it number 4?
Booked.
He's gone absolutely ploughing through the back of McEachran there. I'll be amazed if he hasn't been booked, but I'm amazed there. But that was a naughty one.
Yeah, it's interesting down the bottom, Nick, with Colchester winning as well.
Rochdale are drawing at Mansfield. Stockport beating Newport. And Carlisle 0-0 at Walsall.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot at stake. I mean, even though Swindon there's nothing at stake for Swindon. There's still a lot at stake for the automatic promotion spots.
Yeah,
the playoffs and that last relegation space. I think it's going to go to the wire to the end of the season. And
well, we're going to have quite a say in it as well, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Nick. Yeah, maybe we will, be the difference between a team staying up or going down.
Yeah, shithouse a few teams. Lovely.
Yeah.
We got to have something to look forward to.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
I hate to be the controversial one here, but Tomlinson looks absolutely lost in this game.
I don't think you're being controversial myself, Joe.
No, everybody loves him, doesn't they? But he was poor on Friday and he's been poor today as well.
Well, let's face it. If it wasn't for the Swindon connection, people wouldn't be so keen on signing him next season. Yeah. I mean, I hope he can get to the rest of the season without getting injured. But it just seemed that after we brought him in on loan, he was made of glass. So, and if it was any other player, would I want him next season? Probably not.
Yeah.
The Swindon connection's good because it means that they would have more fight. They would fight for the shirt. They would show up. But you're right. He's not exactly putting up any trees, is he?
Yeah, he's pretty much every time he's touched it today, he's given it away.
Yeah.
Just a free kick to Swindon there. It was just good, actually a good bit of defensive work from. I think that's Hepburn Murphy actually. Just got stuck in there and won the ball back and won a free kick.
We've got an interesting comment from Ben, one of our regulars. Can't arguing with Jody, looking confused at what Jody wants him to do. So
I wondered who Joy was.
Yes, yeah. I knew what you meant, Ben. No worries there, mate.
I actually know. I mean, we're not going on a lot of previous, but I think this is one of the better performances under Morris so far, even though we're still losing. But
yeah, I think so. Especially this first 10 minutes of the second half, I think it's looking. Yeah,
Khan's done really well there as well to win a throw in. But no, they look a bit more. They look a bit more up for it, and they're definitely moving the ball with a bit more purpose.
No, fuck him.
Come on, Swindon. We need. Oh man.
Oh, Lavinia. I'm absolutely what you just saw, Craig.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm trying to keep my emotions in check, but when I saw that pass, I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
It was quite a nice bit of build-up, and then Lavinia...
Yeah, it was. It's just typical of how we are, really.
Yeah. But I can certainly see there's certainly a lot more of a game plan today, and what the a style of play that we're trying to achieve. It's just perhaps the quality and the confidence isn't there at the moment.
Yeah, Jody Morris does tactics.
Oh, Johnny, that's a good touch from McEachran there, got his foot in.
Again, this is another good point by Ben. He, saying about when Hoddle, he would play the ball in front of players, but we always seem to play it behind. Yeah, it's a very fair point, mate.
Yeah, but to quote a phrase, Hoddle was different gravy, wasn't he?
Yeah, that is true. That's true.
We're comparing two very different levels of football.
Well, plus, I saw this in a tweet earlier. Glenn Hoddle also had Glenn Hoddle playing. Playing. So yeah.
He didn't have some bad players around him either, did he?
No.
He had some good side.
It's true. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a dodgy pass.
That was the team. That was the team of my heroes. That was.
Bryn's just absolutely lashed that 90 yards up the pitch straight to the keeper. That's absolutely no. He wasn't aiming for anyone there. He's just lashed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Tranmere for the playoff game.
Oh yeah, the second leg. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of play on the right-hand side that Hoddle even had their fans applauding with what he was doing so skillfully with the ball.
Yeah.
It was like unbelievable how he was.
Yeah, he was one hell of a player. That was for sure. Was that was the game, wasn't it? When at the full-time whistle, the Tranmere fans invaded the pitch, and there was like an exchange of scarves and T-shirts and stuff like that. That doesn't really get the press I think it deserves because, this was the early 90s, and I think at first, like the Swindon fans were worried there was going to be trouble, but the Tranmere fans were very gracious in defeat that day.
Yeah, it was. It was that was good.
Hepburn Murphy, good run yet. Out for a corner. He's causing them a lot of problems down the left, actually, now, Hepburn Murphy. Their fullback's not fancying it at all.
No, you haven't missed much, Mike. It seems to be a slightly improved performance on Friday, but yeah, they scored with their only shot in the first half, unfortunately.
We've been by far the better team in the second half. Tranmere look like they're run. Well, what is that corner? It's gone out for a throw on the other side, and oh, jeez.
Substitution.
There's a change here. Hutton's coming on, and Darcy's coming on.
Oh, great! So Darcy's coming on. And he's going to score now, isn't he? So yeah.
I can't see who's coming off here because the board wasn't very bright.
Khan's come off for Darcy.
Oh, yeah, Khan off for Darcy.
And that's not a surprise, is it?
Yes, Lavinia for Hutton, is it?
Yeah, looks like it.
Is it?
Yeah, which is a shame.
Bit disappointed with that because I think Lavinia's a player.
Yeah, he's one of the better performers, and we said about Hutton's defensive frailties, but obviously, we need to go for it. So maybe that's the thinking behind that. But yeah, I'm disappointed. Lavinia's come off.
Like I said earlier, I'd have kept Lavinia right back and pushed Hutton up on the right-hand side forward.
Yeah.
Then you got a bit of security.
So Ben's put, here comes the cavalry. And it's Darcy is just what we need, lightweight. So I would say he's the light cavalry.
Yeah. The light brigade.
The light brigade, yeah. Charge of the light brigade. And we all know how that went, didn't we? Oh, dear. Jody can't change a game. Well, we'll soon see, won't we, Ben? Let's hope he can.
At least it hasn't been left to the last 10 minutes.
No.
Oh, that's a bad ball.
Yeah, Tranmere could be in down our right here. First test for Hutton. Doesn't block the cross. There's a change. But the cross is poor anyway. It's going for a throw.
That's about as good as our crossing.
Yeah. I don't know, Gavin, if we're all going to be turning up on the Tuesday night game. I don't even know if I'm working, to be honest. But we'll have a chat of that in the WhatsApp group, and I'm sure we'll post it on the social media.
I don't know. For some reason, the camera's pointed at Tranmere fans here.
Yeah, this is a bloody dodgy cameraman, isn't it?
Don't really know.
They don't
who
look
that-
exactly happy though, do they?
It's
Don't
like
really
he's
know
got
who's-
arthritis. This cameraman. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh,
But
it's a swimming player down. That's why the game stopped.
well, if the cameraman was in the right place, we'd have known that straight away, wouldn't we? Oh dear.
Well, let's just see. Wimbledon have beaten Salford 2-1. Bradford still 1-0 up. Colchester now 4-0 up. Orient Harrogate 2-2. 2 goals in 3 minutes for Harrogate. Orient was 2-0 up and they pulled it back to 2-2. That's interesting. Northampton are winning. Stockport are winning. So, yeah, it's all getting a bit tight up there. Just a pity we're not in it.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly, Nick. Exactly.
There's a Tranmere change here after they've waited all this time.
So for those who are interested, the current state of play with results as they stand at the bottom, it's Rochdale on 33 points, then Crawley in the second relegation spot on 38, Hartlepool on 39, Harrogate on 40, and Colchester on 42. And then at the top of the table for the automatic spaces, Northampton on 73, Carlisle on 70, and then Stockport on Stevenage also on 70 in 4th and 5th place. For the playoffs, it's Bradford in 6th place on 68 points, Mansfield in the last playoff position at 65, Salford at 63, who are losing 2-1, and Barrow in 9th position with 61 points, who are winning 3-0.
That was like the longest stoppage ever for a minor injury. I don't really know. About 3 minutes went by there. I don't know quite what was going on. With Tranmere are just trying to slow the game down now. We have been on top of them since half time.
I think it's a fair point what Ben's saying now. I mean, I can't quite tell what's happening on the touchline, but he's saying about Jody's body language. I mean, we've seen his body language and everything in the post-match press conferences. We thought it was bad with Lindsay, but his is just, he just looks a defeated man, just like Lindsay.
Well, think of what it's going to be like if we do lose this and all the questions are about Austin.
Well, yeah, that's what it will be. I mean, to be fair, it is an improved performance, but
yeah, it is. Yeah,
you need results at the end of the day. Jody Morris needs results, so yeah, the finger, if we do lose today, the finger of blame will be pointed at Morris and the whole Charlie Austin thing. So, I mean, unless it was genuinely he was being rested, but again, I just can't buy that.
Right, it's Hutton on the wing now. Ball into the box. Headed away. McEachran's giving the ball away on the edge of the box. Cleared away. We've sort of done some nice build-up play, but
we're pressing them a lot. It's
final ball has been terrible so far.
In their half. I think they're just resorting to hoofing it up the pitch as quick as they can.
To be honest, Tranmere are absolutely chasing shadows at the minute, which only means they're going to score on a break any minute.
Why am I laughing?
Because it's true. There you go. They're down the right. Now.
Oh, here we go.
Down the right, cross the box. Bryn still don't look convincing, but it's gone wide.
That's the sort of things he should be cutting out, though, isn't it? Well, we don't stop enough balls going across our box.
Yeah, Tomlinson got pushed off the ball too easy out on the wing.
Yeah. Bryn dived after the ball gone past him.
Bryn dived. Yeah, it's like I don't know if you've seen it. There's the gif of the young lad in goal. That the ball goes in the net and then he dives after, and that was
yeah, I've seen that.
But no, actually, I think it's been an all right game. I think it's been quite an entertaining game. I think it's.
Well, at least we're trying to go for it, and it just didn't seem to be the case for the Mansfield game.
Yeah.
On Friday, so there is that, but
I think it's just that lack of quality. You can't fault the effort today. They've worked hard and they've pressed, and Bryn's booted it long again to no one.
I mean, we say about the whole effort thing, but surely that is like the bare minimum we should.
Exactly. That should be
from anyone who pulls on a Swindon Town shirt.
That's rule one, isn't it?
Or any professional footballer. Like you said, I think it was earlier, Joe. If they don't play their best or they just haven't got the ability, you can accept that as long as they try their hardest.
Well, that's a lazy ball from Shade given away, but we've won it back. Hutton has absolutely boomed it down the line. There's Turnbull, donkey. He's done well, actually.
I see Turnbull to me was one of the worst defenders we had. But I see he got player of the season one season, didn't he?
Yeah, only because Jack Stevens was playing.
Him and Jack Stevens were good because Jack Stevens was class.
Yeah.
To me, Turnbull was just rubbish.
The year after Stevens went, he was shocking.
Yeah,
he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't good, was he?
Yeah, Town on the ball again here. We've it's been all of us. Second half, it's been all Swindon, but just can't create anything. Williams trying to find a bit of space. Yeah, that ball's never on really. Tried a through ball, but it's too many bodies in the way. And this is our midfield. Don't tackle.
How many is he going past?
Yeah, this guy's just gone past 4 players. They're in here. And it's wide.
You should have done better there.
Actually, for a rare change, Bryn actually came off his line to shut the goal down there. And it actually forced him to
Yeah, fair play.
But yeah, the midfield, absolutely non-existent. The guy with no skill involved, just gone past 3 players.
Mm.
And then a good little through ball. Hutton's
That was a good through ball.
Hutton's running in the mud, and he should score, to be fair.
Yeah. Got away with one there.
Oh, Williams has just been chopped down. Doesn't get anything for it, ironically. Williams looks up for it today, actually. He's been real busy in there.
Yeah, he has, in fairness to him, for all my criticism.
Hutton down the right now. Ball into the box. Absolutely nowhere near anybody.
No.
Cleared away.
There's another poor cross. I've just seen a tweet on the Fools Rush In Twitter from Boo. Morris is telling fans no one is bigger than the club, and that's why Clem will sink the axe into Morris. I mean, I can't see it happening. Me and Claire had this discussion on Friday that I don't think the club would pay out on someone who's just been, not even done half a season and has 2 years left.
That is a better ball in. Shades tried to head it, but it's headed away. That was a better crossover from Hutton that time.
Looks like we're about to make another 2 subs.
Yeah, looks like it. Jeff Cott, is it? Jeff Cotton?
Kane, I think.
Kane, yeah. Jeff Cotton, Kane.
Yeah.
So I imagine that'd be Wakeling and
McEachran's coming
Williams,
off.
probably. Or maybe McEachran, yeah.
Yeah, he's taking a few knocks, isn't he, today?
Yeah, he's limping as well now, McEachran.
Yeah, he's waiting to come off. I can see him.
Yeah.
Tranmere are making a sub, but McEachran's waiting to come off. And Hepburn Murphy's heading that way as well, so maybe it's him.
Oh, no.
Looks like it's premeditated because they both seem to know they're coming off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, McEachran's off for Kane.
Okay. They look like there was. I was listening to the commentator, and there looked like there was a bit of confusion. But so yeah, Hepburn Murphy's come off for Jeff Cott then.
Yeah. And then Kane's gone into the midfield for McEachran. McEachran's run his heart out again today.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
And, he's took a few whacks and he looks like he's a bit sore. So,
do you think do you think Hepburn Murphy coming off is the right one for Jeff Cott?
Well, I think it's more protecting him, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
his history of injuries and things. He's played a lot of football lately, so
yeah.
it certainly looked like that was a planned change because they were both ready to come off straight away. So
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I would have said for Shade, but yeah, probably protecting him. You know, that's a fair point.
But again, we're building nicely down the left here, but it's just sort of little passes.
Then we go back. Come on.
Yeah, Kane out to the left. Tomlinson, good ball in. Come on, he's hit the first man.
Ugh. Yeah, we do well up to the edge of the box, don't we?
Tomlinson skip past his man there, done well. Wakeling, want him in the box, not out there. And it's the ball's just absolutely smashed something there. I don't know what that was, but it's absolutely exploded something. It's gone out for a corner. Looks like Williams is going over to take it. I thought we needed his height in the box personally, but he's the only person that seems to win a header.
He's got that beacon on the top.
He's 2 arms aloft, which means back post header 1-1. Oh, nearly. It's come out to Darcy on the right. Come on,
Get in.
Get ball in. Oh,
Get it
that's
in.
crazy pass. Hutton, good ball in there. Oh, Shades should score, really, I think.
Should have got his head on it.
Yeah, I think he's not
Yeah,
quite.
Shade just didn't seem to have the strength to get in the right position there. But
He didn't attack the ball, did he?
Yeah, it was a good cross by Hutton, to be
You
fair.
can see he's Shades disappointed with himself there because that's a good chance.
Yeah,
Mind you, if he had it, it'd probably been a free kick because he give the defender, a bit of a shove.
yeah.
Knowing how luck there to give it a free kick against us. But like you say, we have been on top this second half.
Yeah, it's been all one way. It's Tranmere.
But it's just getting that one clear-cut chance we need.
But that's the thing. The only team that's had a clear-cut chance this second half has been Tranmere when they've hit us on the break with that one-on-one, and that's the problem. We're going to have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, we just seem incapable of breaking teams down.
And I don't care if it's an improved performance from Friday. It's still not bloody good enough.
Oh, that's a poor ball from Tomlinson again. Given away in midfield.
I think, Nick, we should, despite what we said earlier, I think maybe we should cut our losses and get Clayton on for Tomlinson and switch with Blake Tracy.
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
I think the problem is at the minute we've got so many players low on confidence, out of form. Whoever you put on, it's going to be a struggle.
It's going to be a big pre-season next season. Yeah. Very big pre-season.
Like Jeff got there. He's chasing the ball, but that seems to have been all he's done all season. He's had no service at all season when he's played. He just seems to. That's all he does is just chase lost causes. Yeah,
I've felt for Jeff Cott, especially. I don't think he was used right early on in the season, and he just hasn't really. You know, I'll be interested. It'll be interesting to know the amount of shots that he's actually managed to get this season in this team.
Yeah, because you can't even say that he's missed loads of chances, can you?
No,
he hasn't had any chances.
No.
Yeah, Tranmere are slowing it right down here now. Tranmere building down the right.
God, look at the space we're giving him.
Yeah, cross into the box. Nobody in there though.
Well, just to slightly change the subject, my wife's just come home and she knows that I'm doing this presenting, and she wrote a little note that she just showed to me. Have you ate my cream eggs?
And have you?
No, I haven't. No, no, I haven't. To be fair to her, I do nick her food, so yeah, I'm normally the first culprit.
Well, that's a good ball up to Shade.
Sound like anyone you know?
Oh, that looked like handball.
No, he's played Hutton in down the right. He's trying to beat his man. Oh, that does look like handball. You're right.
Sorry, I'm ahead again.
Yeah.
I thought I was round about the same point.
But if we can just get one good bit of quality into the box, there's definitely a goal here.
That's the thing. We need
Take
quality.
it forward. Oh, we're just sideways. Let's get some movement.
And then again down the right. Oh, he's gone past his man. Good ball.
Where's the ball?
Oh,
Jesus.
Over the line.
keeper's got it in his hands, I think. It's about 4 blokes on top of him, but the keeper's got it in his hands.
Well, that's better, isn't it?
They've just shown the replay, and that definitely looks like handball.
Yeah, you ain't never going to get that, are you?
But actually, Hutton, that was a really good ball in, and Williams, I think it was attacking it. Defender's done well, and then there's a big pile on top of the keeper, and the keeper's got it in his hands.
Goalkeeper's done well there, hasn't he? To be fair.
Yeah. And to be fair, my ramblings about Hutton earlier, he's done well since he's come on.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
But
Credit where it's
we
due.
know he's good going forward. It's his defensive qualities we worry
Yeah.
about, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Kane, that's a good long ball out to Wakeling, but he's given it miscontrolled it, give it away.
Well, I'll just do some. Do you want to do some scores, current scores, Nick?
It's Wimbledon still beating Salford. Barrow's 3-0 against Crawley, so they're in trouble. Bradford are now 3-0 up. Colchester 4-0 up. Hartlepool and Stevenage is 1 each. Orient Harrogate 2 each. Mansfield Rochdale 1 each. Northampton Gillingham 1 each. Stockport beating Newport 3-0 in Warsaw. Well, it seems common for them, 0-0.
Yes. Yeah. Is that a draw at home? Is it? Are they at home?
Yeah, at Warsaw.
Yeah.
Against Carlisle as well. So, and Warsaw have had a player sent off as well. So they're probably shutting up shop.
Mm. Yeah, it'd be a shame if we don't get something from this. I think, would you guys agree? Do you think we deserve at least a draw from this currently?
Oh yeah, definitely. Second half, we've been by far the better team. Without really creating too many chances, but
Wrexham are beating Notts County 2-1 now. Paul Mullin scored. There's a shock.
And water is wet. Yeah, Tranmere just got a free kick out by the dugouts here, so it's going to be about 3 minutes before that's taken.
I'm surprised Blake Tracy didn't get booked then for throwing the ball on the floor like that.
Yeah, there you go. Tranmere have had 3 different free kick takers, and not one of them's took it yet.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's experience. They know how to do it.
Yeah, well, they've just lumped it forward and straight through to Solbrin.
Yeah, they were trying to lump it forward to Hemmings, weren't they?
It's just a shame. It's just a shame that Brewitt mistakes cost us a goal, because all in all, at 0-0, I'd be pretty happy with this performance. But
yeah,
it is an improved performance, that's for sure.
Brewitt's gone for a long ball, looking for Wakeling at the back post, headed away. Well, Williams is in here. Oh, he's smashed it over the bar. He had to take it quickly because as it dropped to him, but he's got underneath it. Would have been a hell of a goal, to be fair. Yeah, just leaning back. But at least we're knocking on the door, which is more than we've done in a lot of games.
Yeah, and I agree, Ben. What is the point in Jeff Cott? Yeah, it's not his game. He needs. He's a bit like, in some respects, like Wakeling. He needs to have that striker next to him. he's just no good in a free.
Jeff got similar to Austin in regards that you need service in the box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we were saying earlier, mate.
Oh, now Tranmere are really shit out.
Well, they're real shit outs in it now, aren't they?
Yeah, just throwing the ball in the air 3 times. Referee, don't do nothing about it, do they, these days?
Well, I think Gavin's right here. We always say about the rebuild in the summer due to our loans and all, but it's going to be another rebuild. But be interesting to see when the when the retain list comes out. That's for sure. Like I said, I think we've probably got about a dozen of this lot are still contracted for next season. So it probably won't be as big a rebuild as what we need. Oh dear.
Yeah, all the quality's gone out of this game in the last 5 minutes. It's just
and that's Tranmere's doing, and that's not a criticism.
No, it's good game management. Is
But that's how you get out of the league. You've got to do what it takes to get out of the league.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need players who know that, players who are good enough to get us out of this league. Not technically good academy players, heavy on youth that we're hoping to sell on for profit.
That was a strange one because Tranmere strikers just deliberately headed that out for a throw. It seemed a bit of a strange one, but Tomlinson's pointing at him like he's done something
No,
naughty.
he just tried him on the head. Remember, Tomlinson just
I think Tomlinson wants to concentrate on passing to a green shirt person. Well, we've turned him here, but we're just not enough pace up front now. Without Hepburn Murphy, we've lost our bit of pace.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Joe. It's
that ball there would have been perfect for Hepburn Murphy, but it's just lost that little bit of pace. There you go. Here's Hemmings holding the ball up now on the wing.
Oh,
poor ball forward.
Oh God, that was lucky there.
Yeah.
They had 3 players breaking into our box.
Yeah, they looked dangerous there, but it was
yeah.
You
could see them running through when he had the ball. It was just a good job. It was a poor cross in the end.
Shade, if Shade could control a football, we might actually be half decent. Hutton's played a lovely ball into him there, and he's just don't even look like controlling it. Tomlinson's just smashed it as far as he can. Shade's half won it. Darcy's running around. Tranmere players done well there. I could see another goal coming here.
In there.
Yeah.
Hemmings 25 yards from goal. Yeah, they've slowed it down a bit now. They look like they were going to break, but they're just passing it around at the back.
They can pass it around when they want to, can't they?
Yeah, they've actually when they've gotten the ball, they've knocked it around quite well. But
yeah, but that was a wasted opportunity there. They were doing what we do: go backwards, go backwards.
And then I praised them for their pass, and then their keepers just absolutely booted it up the pitch.
Yes.
But they've still got control of the ball.
Yeah.
You're right, Nick.
Yeah,
they've grown into it now, haven't they? The last few minutes,
they've given us the run around the last 5 minutes.
I mean, there's boos going around. I don't know if that's the Tranmere fans or our fans. I assume it's Tranmere fans, but if I was one of their fans, I'd just be like,
because they must have hit 30, 40 passes.
Oh, they're in here. Oh, decent save.
Yeah, good save by Bryn.
Down to his right. Good shot from the box, but
that was excellent save, to be fair.
Yeah, that was a good few minutes for Tranmere there, and they should have taken advantage of it, but they didn't. Let's see if we can get get a late one.
Swindon trying to break now. Williams out on the left. It's just too many of these little short passes. They don't go anywhere. That's a nice ball up to Hutton. Good switch.
Now get decent in.
Go on, take him on. Left foot across, headed away. Corner, is it?
No.
Yeah, it's
Looks like
corner.
Yeah. Yeah, just showing a replay of that shot. Yeah,
He should have done better.
It's a pretty good save from Brim, but it's not the greatest of strikes.
He'll be disappointed with that.
So we've got Williams, 2 arms aloft. So that means it's going to get headed away. 2 arms aloft again.
Double-headed.
1 arm aloft now. None of them know what they're doing. Paul cross in, cleared away. Front post. Jake Kane's taking it down well, though, giving it back to Williams. And that's a good little run inside. And that's a good ball.
Come on, who's on the run?
Wakeling's down the right, into the right-hand side of the box. Oh, he just can't get a cross in.
Oh.
Cleared out for a corner. You got to surely show the defender there and just go inside him.
Yeah.
You don't just kick it straight at him. So it's Williams again.
Yeah, I think a bit of inexperience there from Wakeling. He should have done better.
It's bouncing around. Keeper's just come out and claimed it. Jeffcott's given him a little nudge, I think. It's about the closest Jeffcott's got to the ball.
And that's going to kill a few more seconds while the goalkeeper sorts himself out.
It'd be 88.5 minutes by the time he's taken this. Well, he's gone 10 yards. He's thrown it 10 yards further forward than he should be as well.
So we've got 2 minutes of normal time left. Apart from that little spell there between like the 80th and 85th minute, it has been all Swindon this second half. Tranmere looked dangerous on the counter, but we just haven't had any end product really.
No, I think that certainly sums up today, but sums up where we've been. We don't create decent chances.
Yeah.
If we had, how many shots have we had this half? Have we tested the keeper?
Yeah, that was going to be my next point, Nick. Yeah, as their keeper had a decent save to make.
Not that I can recollect.
Just giving it away in midfield.
We've done 11 shots, 2 on target, and I'm pretty sure 5 of those shots were in the first half. So yeah, you're right, Nick. 65% possession as par the course with Swindon.
Darcy's just been booked there for a late tackle. It was a poor ball from Kane. Darcy's trying to win it, but can't have any complaints there. It's just a late tackle.
Yeah. Bit of frustration there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just slows the game down again, doesn't it?
Yeah, Tranmere a chance to slow it down, isn't it?
It'll be 90 minutes before he takes a free kick.
Oh.
Great head.
Yeah, somehow they've still got the ball there.
Tomlinson didn't even challenge for that header. He didn't even jump with him. I know he's not the biggest of players, and he's up against a big target man, but at least
make it difficult. Yeah,
try and make it difficult for them.
Brewitt, that's a good ball. Jeffcott's first touch.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, he's barely touched it this game, so you probably can't be too critical of him.
Well, that's probably what happens when you haven't been playing often.
Yeah.
As well.
Blake Tracy's covered well there and giving the ball back to Brent.
Yeah, he's had a decent game, hasn't he? That's why I wouldn't want him moved out of the central defence.
4 minutes injury time. Brewitt with a long ball out to the left to Darcy. Williams. Tomlinson looks like he's lining one up, but he's played it into Wakeling. Now Williams. Oh, not a bad ball. Good ball, but headed away. Wakeling heads it back in, and there's a foul. And now Tranmere players booted it away. Of course he has. He's booted it into Manchester, and he's going to get away with it.
Well, that's good defending from Tranmere there.
Yeah.
Absolutely solid defending.
But how's their player not getting booked for booting the ball away there? He's booted it miles.
Yeah. Looks like it's going the way we predicted. Although I think we would have imagined a few more goals in today's game.
Yeah, well, I had us down for a 3-1 defeat, so I take it 1-0 is not too bad.
Yeah. But how low have our standards dropped? We'll take a 1-0 defeat.
To be fair, we said it had 0-0 written all over it, and that's really, I think it's a 0-0 game. To be fair,
Yeah. Well,
we just give away a bad goal as we normally do.
Yeah.
From really, that's only one of 2 chances they've had, isn't it?
Yeah. They've had 7 shots and 2 on target, and they had basically 2 shots in the first half, and obviously one of them they scored from. And it wasn't just Brewitt though. There was still a bit of work needed.
Oh yeah, but that's what started.
But yeah,
that's what started it off though.
Oh yeah, it was piss poor from Brewitt, but I still think Bryn should have done better as well. It's
it's a collective.
Yeah, and Hank, it's hard to disagree. I think it is an improved performance, but it's still not good enough. I think it's just been an absolutely dire game. I think what positivity we had up until about the 80th minute, the threat that we had, that we seem to have, it's just gone now. What was that, Jeffcott?
Tomlinson's give it away again. Blake Tracy's, I would say charging forward, but ambling forward is probably more accurate. And that's absolutely what is going on here.
The commentator said we just need one moment of magic, just one moment of magic. I think we're going to need a lot more than fucking Houdini to get something out of this game.
I'm going to say you can't even bring Paul Daniels on now, can you?
No.
Trouble is, there's no one out there that's looks likely of any magic, is there?
No, not even Williams has faded now as well. He has. Yeah, cheers, Gav. Thanks for joining us, mate. It's much appreciated. We'll speak to you soon, mate.
I think you've got to give Tranmere a bit of credit in these last 10 minutes. They've shut up shop and controlled the game.
Yeah, and they've done it well. They've done it absolutely well. They have. Yeah, Hank. Apparently Austin's being rested.
What's that for our promotion running?
Yeah, but he hasn't travelled with the squad, so there's rumours that he's fallen out with Morris, but there's nothing to confirm that.
Yeah, full-time whistle's gone now, so it's finished. Finished 1-0.
So full-time, Tranmere Rovers 1, Swindon Town 0, a Saunders goal in the 22nd minute. Pretty much their only shot and attempt that they had in that first half. Swindon came back into it quite well in the second half, looked threatening, but with no end product. And Tranmere managed the game well and shithoused a well-deserved victory for them, it has to be said. Another great one for the watch-along, lads. Let's try to pick the bones out of that. Again, for those of you who are still watching, I'll have to ask why, but thank you. And fair play, I would say. I mean, I think we were pretty much summed it up in the second half. Let's start with you then, Nick. Thoughts on that game overall?
I mean, if to take a positive out of it, it was an improved performance. We were better with a back four. We looked more solid. Blake Tracy had a decent game, got a lot of good blocks in, but we had no creativity in midfield, which means we've got no cutting edge, which means we don't get any pressure on their keeper. And we haven't forced him into making a decent save. And that's, there lies the problem, which has been around all season. We can play a nice little tippy tappy on the edge of our half, nice little 5-yard passes. Tranmere are quite happy to sit back and let us do it. But when it gets up to the edge of the box, they get the blocking, they get the tackling, they get the ball away. And as I said, probably for the first 25, even 30 minutes of the second half, we were on top, but we didn't create anything. And then for the last 10, 15 minutes, Tranmere closed the game out, and they managed it well. They, as Joe said, plenty of shithousery, plenty of time wasting, but it's what you would do if you're in that position. So I don't criticise them for that. I say fair play to them, and we couldn't do anything about it, and that's the problem. We've got nobody that can change a game. As I said at half time, nobody who came off the bench made a difference. So we had a weak bench, and if you're bringing players on in the second half of a game, you want them to improve, what you started with, but that just didn't happen. So, there's a whole host of issues around, but it was an improved performance, but let's face it, it couldn't have been any worse than the last one. So it's a very low bar that we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely, Nick. I think, there has to be a bit of perspective there when we say it's an improved performance. Like you said, it's not a very high bar. Nick, do you think that Morris needs to take some of the blame for this today with tactics and so we said there wasn't much on the bench, but do you think there was anything different he could have done that might have changed the outcome?
No, the only criticism I would give of him is that the players on the bench that he picked weren't good enough to change anything, and we've got, I'm sure there are better players we could all list in the club that could have done, probably in our view, a better job in actually change things. So I think that's where, if anything, he got wrong. It was not having anything to improve the 11. The starting lineup was pretty good. I had no real complaints about that with what we've got. But it was just, as a squad he picked, I think overall it was weak for that reason.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's we've been saying this almost every week, but that was an ideal situation against two big centre backs where an Adaloy might have made the difference. It might not have changed the outcome, but at least we may have threatened them, because we just didn't have any end product, did we, in the final third? And an Adaloy type of player might have made the difference. Joe, I'm going to read you a quote that Morris came out with in his post-match press conference against Mansfield. I am paraphrasing here, so it's not exactly how it came out, but he was saying about the defeat and the run of poor performances and results. He said, "These are the moments when you want to see personality and character, and you have to be honest and say that hasn't happened. I'm hoping that will come against Tranmere." Do you think that there was any personality and character within that team today from any of the players?
You can't fault the effort. The effort was there for sure, but unfortunately, the quality just isn't there.
Yeah,
I can't sit here and say any of those players didn't try their hardest, because I think they did. But we're just not good enough, and that's the sore reality of it. The team we've got is nowhere near good enough to be in League Two.
Yeah, I think you're right. It needs more than just. Yeah. It needs more than personality and character, or to quote Scott Lindsay, more guile, which was one fucking quote that really wound me up. I mean, we're getting more comments of people saying that Jody needs to go. I mean, with 4 defeats on the bounce, I can't blame fans for wanting that. He's, it's just an exceptionally poor run of results and performances. Let's face it. We've got Steve here saying that Jeffcott was a waste of time and Dyer, and it's hard to disagree there. Jeffcott really looked off the pace. His first touch was poor. His passing was poor, and I mean, he didn't have many chances, but what opportunity he did have to get involved in the game, he just didn't seem up with the pace, did he?
No. The concerning thing for me is, do they look like a bunch of players that are playing for the manager? I'm not sure personally.
Yeah. I think you're right, Joe. I think there's there's definitely something not right there in the changing room. To go from go back in January when we had that 5-0 win against Grimsby and the 3-3 draw against Gillingham, there seemed to be a bit of positivity and amongst the players, and a sort of camaraderie there amongst them. They left the pitch for both those games with their heads held high, hugging and everything. But since Morris has taken over, it just seems that team spirit has evaporated. What do you think, Nick?
It's hard to say, really. I mean, like Joe said, I don't think there was a lack of effort today. So whether that means they're playing for the manager or not, it's hard to say. Obviously, some of the press conferences from Jody, a lot of what he says I've liked, to be fair. But somebody I was listening today, he quite often says they didn't do what I wanted, rather than it was we that didn't perform as a whole. So he seems to try and distance himself from a poor result. Now, whether he means that or not, whether it's a bit of an experience of dealing with, league players, but that, if you're trying to build some man management, that's not great. Yeah. And there's talk that he's told quite a few players that he doesn't think they're good enough. Well, if that's what he's told them, they ain't going to play for him, are they? Again, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes and how many rows and arguments and what have you. But the other thing we hear is that they're really good in training. Well, if they didn't want to play for him, surely that's when you're going to drop off in training, because why would you bust a gut in training if you're not interested? So it is sort of everything contradicts itself at the moment with what's happening on the pitch, and we'll never get to the bottom of it. We won't know the real story. No. I guess it'll show in end of season, like when we have the clear out. Obviously we've got to keep quite a few players, and I've got no problem with the youngsters that are on extended contracts. Fine, keep them, but bring in experienced players that they can learn from without throwing them into a League Two battle. They can learn from them in training. They can have the odd 10, 20 minutes and learn the game in League Two. But that's the critical point for me now, is recruitment. Simple.
Yeah, I think we're going to be saying that sort of every game from now until the end of the season.
Yeah, we are.
You're right. It is a contradiction, because it's like, surely the starting lineup or the squad is the one that's performed the best in training, and the players who we're calling out for, who like Agua and Adaloy and people like that, I'm assuming that the only reason that they're not being put in is because they're not performing in training. But you look at some of the players out there today and the last few games, they just don't seem to be performing for him. So it does beg the question, why start them when clearly that they're not performing for the manager? It's it's a very strange one. I'll just bring up the if I can, if you two could just carry on talking amongst yourself. I'm going to get
Joe, just to give a sort of an update on the league, it's quite interesting at the top now. We say, pity we're not involved, but you've got Orient way out, forget about them. Northampton are now back up to second, and they'd had a dip recently. And you've got Stockport third, Carlisle fourth, Stevenage fifth, all on 70 points. So it's really, really tight there. Bradford are on 68 and 6, and Salford on down to 7th on 66 points. So that's going to be a real scrap to get those playoff places. And down the bottom, Rochdale are probably out of it. They've only got 33. Crawley are on 38. And Hartlepool are out of the bottom two on 39, which I mean, that's the reason I said I'd like to beat Crawley. I'd like Hartlepool to stay up. I think they're quite a decent club. They got proper old ground. I quite like them. And Harrogate are on 41, so it's as close there at the bottom as it is at the top. So it'll be some interesting games, for us to look in the distance and wish we were there. Well, certainly top end anyway. Or glad we're not in the bottom end, because we would be struggling like shit now.
Well, yeah, that's right, Nick. It's I mean, we just got to thank that Lindsay done what he done before he left, and also the short spell under Gunning, because otherwise we would be really in the shit. But like what Steve says here, 66% possession. We must have the highest rating possession stats in the lowest position the lowest position in the league. It's just not effective. It doesn't work in this division. And, I can't believe it's taken this long and we still haven't figured it out yet. Why are we not figuring it out? We've had two different managers. We've had different players coming in. And it's just not working. I know we keep saying the same thing time and time again, but it just boils down to recruitment. We need to totally change not just the recruitment, but our style of play. We need to bring in players that are not going to play this tippy-tappy football. I don't care if it's a Steve Evans shithouse team. Just get us out of this fucking league, for fuck's sake.
You don't get this on Match of the Day, do you?
No, that's it. I'd definitely be cancelled by now. So at least I haven't called anyone Tim Pot yet. You don't get that on Match of the Day, do you? Either?
No, you don't.
But yeah. Oh dear, guys. I just.
Well, the only thing I'll say is crap result. But it's been an enjoyable watch with you guys. I've actually quite enjoyed doing it. So hopefully people watching have got some crumb of comfort that we did a half decent job. If we've done that, I'll be happy.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I must admit, I have enjoyed you guys too. I'm just more frustrated with the result of the performance rather than actually doing it. It has been enjoyable. So yeah.
Well, it's better than me sat here on my own watching the game on my computer, getting more and more frustrated. So that's a bonus.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. So yeah, again, anybody who's listening or still watching, keep the comments coming in. Also, again, that worst Swindon Town 11. If you want to keep those names coming in, and we'll try and figure out a final first 11 as we do another post-mortem result. I'm sorry, I am trying to be as upbeat and keeping the energy going, but it's really bloody hard. And my local coffee shop's just closed, so I'm not going to be able to get the caffeine shot that I want at the moment. I might just get a fucking beer. Fuck it in a minute.
Well, I've got a steak and a bottle of red wine waiting for me, mate. So I'm all right.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. Fair play, Nick. Fair play. Right. So let's. So where were we on the worst Swindon Town 11? Unless you two wanted to say any more about that game, I'd be very much surprised if you did.
I'd rather not.
No, I just looking at it, thinking who have we got Saturday, and we've got Barrow at home. Who've just won 4-0 today, so that bodes well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think I do recall when I went through the fixture list a little while ago. Most of the games we've got left is against people who've got something to play for. So it's as I think Ben was saying earlier, I can't see us getting another win, between now and the end of the season. I think a point's going to be just 1 point will be a struggle. What do you guys think?
No, I think we'll pick up points somewhere, but it's tricky. And we've got Bradford to play, Barrow to play. They're going to be two very, very hard games. Stevenage. So there's 3 tough games there straight away, all at home. They're all home games, by the way.
Yeah.
I just looking at the scores: Wimbledon 2, Salford 3, Callum Hendry, 90 plus 5, 90 plus 6.
2 goals in 2 minutes. Wow, bloody
Yeah.
hell. I bet that's pissed off a few people's accumulators. I
Yeah.
bet.
Bloody hell.
I'll just put the match stats up just so you can see them there. But yeah, it's same old Swindon by the looks of it. It was a shame because we were saying that second half we were coming into it, but then Tranmere had a period and they just managed the game so well and definitely deserved the win. We'll just put the league table up. So yeah, we got yeah, you can't see at the bottom there, unfortunately.
But look at that.
Yeah, we've now slipped into the bottom half.
We're 4 points from 19th, and we could quite possibly end up down there by the end of the season.
Yeah. I think you're right. You're right, Joe. It's not good. It's not good viewing, is it? I mean, yeah, we're not going anywhere. It's just so
Wimbledon could be a crucial one, Joe, because like they're one of the ones that are 4 points worse off than us. So they win that gets them closer to us.
Yeah.
Well, it was like today's game, wasn't it, Nick? It was a classic 6-pointer. We've swapped places, and it's a fair point. We could end up doing the same with Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good at all. But yeah. So I mean, Barrow and Salford are still in the running for the playoffs. It's too late now for Sutton. Now certainly Doncaster and anyone below that. But with the relegation battle, that's still to go. I think Colchester have probably just about managed to rescue themselves with that 4-0 win today. But yeah, it's still that last position. It's still anyone's between Harrogate, Hartlepool, and Crawley.
Creepers,
It'll be be interesting to see how that all pans out. Because let's face it, we've got nothing else to be interested in. So I would say let's end on a positive, but doing a worse Swindon Town 11 isn't exactly a positive. So at the moment, for those of you who've missed it so far, in goal we've got Kovar, centre backs Ollie Lancashire and Taylor Curran. Holding midfielder is Razor Ruddock, and 2 of the 3 strikers we've got. Was it Reese or Royce Brownlee? I can't remember. Was it Reese Brownlee?
No, yeah, it wasn't hit. Who was the other one?
It was Benyon, wasn't it?
Benyon, Elliot Benyon.
Oh yeah, so at the moment we've got Elliot Benyon, Brownlee, and Ben Hutchinson as our front 3. So we're just looking for full-backs and another 2 midfielders. Doesn't matter if they're wide or central midfielders.
David Peach is a full-back for me. He was atrocious. He was ex-England international. I can't remember who we signed him from, and I went to an away game with a couple of lads, and we were just betting on which opposition player would he pass it to next. He was so bad.
Yeah. Well, that's way before my time, but he sounds absolutely awful. So where did you say he played, Nick?
Fullback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it Peach? Was his name?
Yeah, David Peach.
He definitely wasn't a peach then.
No, God, he was terrible.
Absolute fun.
And I think he come in on big money as well.
Oh,
like a lot of them seem to over the years and do nothing.
Don't they all?
Yeah.
Oh. Fifey's joined us this evening. I think he's just about to connect with us. Evening, Fifey. Sorry, I don't know how long you was there for, mate. I didn't see you there in the waiting room that we've got, but hopefully he'll be joining us soon. We won't look at the form table. Definitely not, Dan. We had a slightly better we were slightly better form than Tranmere up until today. So there you go. I don't know if that was Rich trying to join us or Fifey, but yeah, if Rich or Fifey, if you want to join us, by all means do so. And as we mentioned earlier, apart from Crewe and Wimbledon, every team we're playing against has got something to play for. Oh, yeah, we've still got the Shield, haven't we? Oh, yeah, that was it. Anton Rodgers has been one that was suggested quite a bit. So, what do you guys reckon in midfield, Anton Rodgers? Well, Joe's not too sure on that.
No, there's probably worse, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he is the worst.
Yeah.
Well, have you two got any alternatives for midfield?
Can't really think of any. That's the problem. I'm sure there is ones that have been worse than him, but
I've got one. Laurie Sanchez. When we were in the Premiership, he was fucking awful. Has anyone got any objections if I put Sanchez in?
Stick it in then.
Yeah, he can.
I got another couple of fullbacks. Do we need another fullback?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So I got either. I think they're from the same season or near enough. Wan Kobian.
Yeah.
Or Kim Heiselberg.
Heiselberg. Yeah. Kobian was good. Oh no, Jason Drysdale.
Yeah, he was shocking.
He was. I think he was about 400 grand as well. Yeah. He was. Yeah, we got our.
That's who we replaced Fjortoff with.
Yes, I know. I'd never get over that. I'd never forgave the town for doing that. Yeah. So I think we've got one more for midfield. Let me just double check if there's any more suggestions that Fifey has said to me. Steve Coe and Darren Bullock, their suggestions from Lee Strachan. Swindon Matt has come up with Anton Rodgers and Michael Pook. I don't believe there's any more that we've got currently. Any more suggestions? So we're just looking at one more in midfield, guys. Can you think of anything else?
Yeah, I mean Darren Bullock wasn't even a footballer, was he?
No.
He's just a thug.
He was proper shithouse, wasn't he? Yeah, Darren Bullock.
Sort of player we could do with now, funnily enough.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Sort of player we could do with now.
Yeah, that is true, mate. That is true. What about David Prutton when he came in?
Yeah, he was fucking awful.
He was
he was not only awful, he was a twat as well.
He was. He was. Yeah. So, I think that was that's been well documented. Dan Stevens has come up with one. Matt Hewlett. I don't know about that.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, I was never his biggest fan, but we've had far worse players than Matt Hewlett.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't good, but yeah, I don't think he was bad, but yeah.
I do like Prutton. Prutton's not a bad shout.
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
Okay, cool. So we'll run that again from back to front then. So yeah, Kovar in goal, Jason Drysdale right back, Ollie Lancashire and Taylor Curran as centre backs. Taylor Curran as captain, of course, and Peach. You say David Peach was his name?
Yeah.
David
Peach. There's another fullback. Who was the kid we signed from Arsenal? Young. Oh, I can't think of his name now. I'll have to come back to you on that. He was absolutely atrocious. Supposed to be a real good ball playing fullback, but he was atrocious.
I'm sure we can have a whole second 11 of honourable mentions.
Yeah, we can. And a third and a fourth.
And a third and a fourth. Yeah. We could do a couple this season and about 5 or 6 from the Di Canio era, but that's just mainly for high turnover of players.
Yeah.
So we had so Lancashire and Curran as centre backs, with Curran as captain and Peach left back, Drysdale right back, midfield 3 of David Prutton, Razor Ruddock and Laurie Sanchez, and then up front we had Ben Hutchinson, Reece Brownlee and Elliot Benyon. So yeah, that is a lot of crap that you can fill into a first 11, guys. So,
I got it here, Craig.
Yeah,
it was Brandon Ormerond Otwell.
Oh yes, I remember the name. Not
God,
so much
he was bad.
Yeah,
he was bad. You can put him as number 12 if you like, but he was terrible.
Yeah, Brad Barry wasn't much better on the other side.
I mean, I've got quite a load of list of players here, actually, because like I said, I've filled up a whole bloody sheet here when I was looking at it the other day. So Frederick Duras, yeah, I don't think he was that good. Gareth Wally,
yeah, he was pretty poor. He was
Yeah, he was pretty poor. Gareth Davis.
Yeah, never played. He's always injured.
Yeah. Paul McAreevy.
Yeah.
Mark Seagraves. I didn't rate him as a centre back.
He was my other one when I suggested a centre half earlier. It was him.
Mark Marshall.
Yeah.
He was all right sometimes.
There was one striker who could have easily fitted into the front three. Frenchman. Can either of you two guess him?
Eric Saban.
That's the one. So yeah, Eric Saban scored about 5 goals in 40 games.
He could run though.
He could run. Yeah.
The next Thierry Henry, according to Andy King.
Yeah.
And speaking of strikers, Frank McAvenny, and another one, just absolute dross in the Premiership that we were desperate to sign. What a fucking load of wank he was. Alan O'Brien, fast, but not much.
No end product.
No end product. Roland Menezes.
Oh, mayonnaise. Yeah.
Mayonnaise, yeah. And Nicolau.
Oh no, he was all right. Yeah,
all right?
he was all right. Yeah.
I didn't recall him being that good, but maybe that's just.
He was all right. He wasn't good, but
maybe
he wasn't the worst.
Oh yeah, and Toby's coming up with a couple. Yeah, Toby, we've got Neil Ruddock. He's our defensive midfielder. Sean Close was close to being in the front three, but the strikers, we were just heavy with suggestions for that. My Sound Trauma has come up with a good point. We haven't picked a manager, have we? So the question is, do we put Jody Morris as the manager?
Oh,
Sheridan or Paul Hart?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, Molpaz, I know he had a better record than both those two, but it's just so dour and boring with him. But yeah, I think you're right.
It's got to be Hart and Sheridan joint managers.
Yeah, definitely.
I think probably joint. Yeah, sod it. Yeah. I'll take the cop out there, Joe. Thanks for that. Yeah. Paul Hart.
Talking about Morris Malpass, I don't know if you ever listened to Gerald Eiffel on Low Strangers when they did the 1-to-1, and they asked him about Malpass, and he said he is the most boring man in the world.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, I listened to that one as well. Yeah. So Sheridan and Paul Hart as joint managers. I'd love to be a fly on the wall with them two. Wouldn't you? That would be amazing.
Oh, class.
Brilliant. Okay, well, thank you so much, chaps, for joining me and soldiering on.
No thanks. Yeah, enjoyed it, mate. Enjoyed it.
One day we'll do one of these and there'll be an actual
victory. A goal.
Yeah, or a goal, yes.
That'd help.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure and a good laugh. Thanks for keeping my spirits up, and I'm sure the spirits of some of our viewers today. Again, thank you everyone for watching and going through that, not just the game, but listening to us trying to really scrape the barrel to come up with some sort of quality content. If you've liked today's episode, and I see no reason why you should, please drop a like. It does help the channel and the visibility, and we do want to reach as many Swindon Town fans as possible. Also subscribe and hit the bell notification button. This is the last watch along we are doing for the season, so it'll be back to normal Friday and Monday live shows at 9 p.m. where Fifey will return after his trip to Mansfield. If you're watching through social media channels, again, please like and share. Leave a 5-star review on the podcast app. That would be great as well. But again, thank you so much for watching, and we will speak again on Friday. Thanks for watching and take care.
Yeah, cheers, everyone.